Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Station podcast.
What up?
Hi.
It's Wednesday.
Hi.
Wednesday, at least on the live broad. Oh, for the love of fucking God.
I have one of those, but it's being sent to me. I don't have it here.
That
You don't
light
really have it.
felt
I
hat
don't
was
really
what
have
pushed
it.
your luggage over the limit, so you couldn't bring it.
No, you know what pushed it over the limit? Was somebody made me a Blood Bowl trophy.
Oh, yes, I
it was
saw
like
that.
this big, and I was like, how am I going to get this past customs? So I decided to just ship a box to myself.
Yeah, I've had some similar problems when people try to just give us a bunch of stuff at conventions or whatever. I'm like, I am really sorry, there is no way I can get this in my suitcase.
Yeah.
It's like
Not planning on
it's like
that
yes,
much space.
I'll drop the money to pay for the overage, but I can't physically fit it in the suitcase.
Right.
It's just
Am I the only one that keeps looking at Jesse and can't stop laughing?
no,
I like
because
watching his eyes.
I've worked with Jesse for the
Watching his
last
eyes
2
just
years.
move about.
I've learned one of the best skills to have when around Jesse is to just completely and totally ignore everything he's doing.
You're right. I'm sorry. This was immature. Guys, I'm sorry. This hat was a bit much.
I have one of those, too.
Fuck.
Perfect. What a great start
It's
to
been
our
a great
reunion
day so
podcast.
far. It really has.
Has it?
You'd so
Pretty terrible outside.
It is actually dreadful. I've just spent the last 2 hours dealing with fucking worldwide StarCraft drama, which is so much fun. And now we're dealing with this.
I saw you were very angry at Blizzard.
It's so silly, man. Think about this for a second. Here's the problem. You realize that Korea is kicking the ass of every other country on the planet. You want to encourage local participation and raise the skill level of North American, European players, right? So what do? You put on specific tournaments for them. Just like, in England, which you have just visited, we have something called the English Premier League, which is our best football teams play in the Premier League. The less good ones are in the first division, and then there's the second division, and then there's third division, which that contains players like Spennymoor United. That's
a good name. It's a good name, I think.
I know this because I lived there for 7 years. It was not a good place. But what you don't do is allow, like, world-famous international teams like, I don't know, Juventus or Barcelona, who are really, really good, to play in those leagues, right? Because that would be stupid. Yeah? That would just be dumb. It's
You allow people to work themselves up.
Exactly.
To
It's
that
like,
level.
Yes. If any other country on the planet legitimately played American football, and then I don't know the names of American football teams. Green Bay Packers, that's a football team, right? Yes?
Sure.
Is it?
It is.
Steelers? Or is that Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe? You allow those guys, I don't know if those teams are actually any good at all, but you allow those guys to play in this fledgling league, which has got a bunch of, like, basically amateur football players in it, and then you wonder why it is that they get demotivated. And this is exactly what Blizzard has just done with WCS. They've basically said, here's a big tournament for NA in Europe. Oh, but Koreans can come play in it, no problem whatsoever, GG. And there's just been an announcement today of the list of Korean players. I mean, hell, our players are among them. Because, like, why the fuck wouldn't we play in NA instead of trying to battle our way out of Code B in Korea? So, yeah, some people are not pleased. I don't want to focus this podcast on that because I know a lot of people don't care about it. But people are a bit pissy. So, there you go. That's
And
the story.
thus why you're having a great day so far.
Yeah, having a wonderful
Awesome.
day. Having a wonderful day. Daniel Williams,
Good.
a.k.a. Zeitgeist Game Review, welcome back to the show after you were part of the infamous episode 44.5. The episode
It was
that...
so good.
It was so good, and it didn't come out
fantastic
because, basically, open broadcast software destroyed our VODs. So,
Yeah.
we're bringing you back on because...
We got redos.
Well, we didn't hate you.
Welcome.
So that's
So
more than
that's
good save
good at
half, I
least.
guess. That's good. But there you go.
Well, they didn't hate you.
Right. Well, 2 out of 3 is okay.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's fine. Don't worry about it. He just has
I
these
think
days
you're
every now and
great.
again where he
I'm just
despises
jealous.
people. Yeah,
Jealous.
that's kind of exactly how it is. But I believe I didn't welcome Dodger or Jesse to the show. Actually, Jesse
That's
kind of
okay.
welcomed himself. I'm not okay with that, but yeah,
You can do it again if you want. You can welcome me.
no.
You can just start
You're not
all
welcome.
over.
Just
we could
start
go
over.
back to the splash
Just start
screen.
over.
We could start over. I'll
Nope.
ask you how your day is.
Nope.
Ask you how the state of StarCraft is right now.
Nope.
Yes.
We could do that for 3 hours and people wouldn't maybe realize
Just
that that was the
over
entire
and
show.
over and over again,
Yeah.
just restarting the pot. I want this. Why haven't we done this?
I wanted to make a joke about Bioshock Infinite here, but I can't do it without revealing massive spoilers. So it's just, well, never mind. Never
what
mind.
are you doing to me?
Some
You're a
people get
mess.
What are
it.
you
Some
doing?
people get it. So Dodger and Jesse,
Jesse and
welcome to the
I-
show. You just went
Yeah.
to the England
We
lands.
were in England for a week and a half, and we just got back. And it was very exciting and very fun.
All those
well,
things are true.
Is
Yes.
that all? Is that really all you got? It's,
What do you?
Yeah,
I
what'd you
mean,
do?
okay. Do you want me to bitch about a thing? Because
yeah.
I can if you want.
No.
It is like almost impossible to find iced coffee in England.
No, it isn't. You just go to Starbucks. There's one in
No,
every
I don't
corner.
wanna go to
They did not. They did not want to go to Starbucks. They went everywhere but Starbucks, and then
Never
bitched out there's no
Jackasses.
iced coffee.
That's
Look.
basically the only place that it.
Yeah. Blows my mind. I talked about this a lot. On
Oh,
my
actually,
blog.
no, it's not. No, it isn't. There's another
How is
place.
this-
There's actually
Costa.
2 other, I think, coffee chains that do it too. They're British-based ones.
Costa does.
Costa does it, yes.
Pret did. Pret à manger did not.
They're not a coffee place.
They're a
Fish.
sandwich place. Don't
There's
worry,
a
I
sandwich
know.
place with a cafe inside. Look,
No.
I have never had this problem in America.
Why the hell are you going to a French chain to get Italian iced coffee? What the hell's wrong with
It's
you?
everywhere. Pret à manger was like everywhere. Jesse, don't lie.
Ungrateful tourist.
Wow! Wow!
Look, I'm sorry. I fit in perfectly there. It was like a second country for me. And you guys walked around ruining it for me.
Oh, I see how it is. Wow. Wow. Well, I had a lovely time. You didn't ruin anything for me.
I know I didn't, because
So there.
I'm a wonderful, sober traveling companion.
Jesse drank all of the fellowship. And
The
then
what?
got to
I
drink
did.
the Nazgul.
At
And
the
it was-
Oh,
Oh, you
Hobbit.
went to the Hobbit pub? Yes. I
Yes.
thought you
That
might
place
somehow.
was the boss sauce, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty amazing.
I went
If
through
you're ever
every
in
single drink.
Southampton, go to the Hobbit pub. It was great.
Southampton reminds me of like every college town I've ever lived in,
Mm-hmm.
and it is hilarious. Like you walk down the streets and it's just like pizza place and like shitty like. What's the place you went to that has like kebabs? That kebab place is so good, by the way.
That would be
Everyone's like,
everywhere
it's like
in England has kebabs.
Chick on a stick
Thank
or
you.
whatever.
No. This place was called like Stick a Lick Chicken, or it was the worst name. It was like Chicka Burger.
Almost all of those places are owned by Turkish immigrants, and they do
Yeah.
a
Oh,
fantastic
it was.
job at producing it. And also, it's Nottingham, is that how you pronounce it? It's not Nottingham. Thank you very much. There was no ham there. Nottingham.
Everybody keeps telling me not to pronounce the H, but everybody there pronounces the H just really soft.
Everyone.
It
Yes,
depends on the
everyone's
accent, because you were in the South, right? That's probably why. The problem with the South is that they, to some degree, think they're Americans, and they have this whole thing where they don't really do the silent H particularly well, or H, depending on which you prefer. We don't even know which one's right anymore. Yeah, H. H or H. But they...
Or Zed.
Or kilo.
Kilo, yeah.
Everybody-
Kilogram is the actual pronunciation, not kilo. Kilogram.
I'm
No,
so
there
left
was
out
a-
of this.
I'm sorry.
No, don't feel left out. You should be
Although,
happy.
I don't know, actually, because you don't say kilo on its own without gram. You say kilogram, but you also say kilo. I think both of those are correct. We're dumb. We're dumb.
Flex.
I loved the fact that even after a week and a half, I still was horrified of driving. Like every time we get in a car, I think I kept thinking to myself, like, could I do this? Could I? No.
No.
I always
ev-
thought we were turning into traffic every single
There were
time.
many
I was like,
times
we're
I was
gonna die!
horrified. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. It terrifies Americans so well. It's brilliant.
Oh my God.
We use it as a defense mechanism to stop you moving here. Doesn't stop
Horrifying.
everyone else from Europe. We get plenty of people from there, but the Americans, yeah, they don't want to do it.
It was so funny when we got into Bristol. We were asking our cabbie what we should see in Bristol aside from like visiting the Oxcast. And he
Bristol?
was like,
Fuck nothing.
He was like, there is an amazing suspension bridge that you have to see. You have to see the suspension bridge.
Everyone in the city was like, go see that bridge.
Yeah.
And then when you talk to people, like, why would you want to go see a bridge?
Simon was like,
anyone that
"Don't-
visits
the
San
bridge is
Francisco."
awful. Why would you go see the bridge?
But to be fair, you know, it is nothing compared to, say, the Golden Gate Bridge or anything along those lines. No, Bristol has nothing. There are lots and lots and lots of big cities in the UK which have basically nothing cultural in them at all. So that's something you have
Bristol
to
had
art.
beautiful graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're pretty good at that, yeah.
We got lost. We got hella lost trying to get to Yogscast, and then we wound up in this really sketchy area that was covered with bohemians and
Yeah,
graffiti.
it's called Bristol. What's your point?
We're just like, where are we? Gonna die.
We should have added secret clues to the graffiti on where to find the Yogscast Tower. That would have been an amazing
It's okay.
event.
They apparently constantly get followed to work anyway, so
Really?
people know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I guess. Stop stalking them. What's the matter with you?
It's kind of half the reason I don't have an office, I think. It's just like, I don't want to be stalked to work at all. That doesn't seem like a cool thing.
Why don't you love me, Simon? I just imagine what's happening. Look, stop. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, we just make videos on the internet. We're not that special. Quit it. Come
I
on.
just want to feel you. Like, what? Stop it.
Oh, my.
Why? Why can't you?
Another thing that happened was I had both Simon and Jesse rubbing their beards against my face at the same time.
that was filmed, if
happened
I
on
recall
camera.
correctly.
Really
Yep.
hot.
It was the hottest video on the internet.
You know that at least one person, probably more, has masturbated to that video. I'm disappointed in you, Jesse. That was too obvious. I would have expected better. I don't know why, but I would have expected
easy jokes,
better.
man. Those are the easy ones. You kidding me?
Oh, so good.
I had a blast.
So yeah, we had a really fun time. And anybody who was like, maybe I'll go to GemoCon and then didn't, you should go next year because it was awesome.
Missed the balls out. That was so much fun. The best part, look, I had a lot of fun at GemoCon, but I got some amazing memories. That final D&D match.
We played a really long game of D&D that very
Okay.
last night until like 2-something in the morning, and it was amazing.
I played a hobgoblin and made up my own rules according to hobgoblin law. So every time I did something, I'd be like, by hobgoblin law. So I collected. I was a shaman, so I collected the ashes of this dead guy, and I was like, by hobgoblin law, I make you my ghost slave. And they're like, can he do that? And I was like, hobgoblin law says I can. The entire game was just totally screwed.
It's a good job there was no one with a larger neckbeard than you, because if there was, he would have told you that that's not actually Hobgoblin law at all, but hey.
By hobgoblin law, I can do whatever I want. By hobgoblin law, the rules of, what was my guy's name, like Grubthuk the Deballer.
What?
He collected the balls of his fallen enemies. And so there was a rule where you could have whatever you wanted in your loot sack as long as it was character related, and the DM would allow it. So I was like, my sack is just filled with balls. Like balls of fallen enemies. He's like, I'll allow it. So that was my thing. Dodgers,
And then he tossed Dave's ashes right into that ball sack, and it was good.
and Dave, this guy, because I asked him what his name was, and he said his name was Dave Youngnut, and he had the balls. So I was like, good, you're getting in my sack. And I put his ashes in my sack, and he became my slave. And
It's
every time
in
we had
my
to talk to
sack.
spirits, I brought out Dave, and he was my spirit guide. It was amazing. It was
very fun.
Dodger's abilities where she could set herself on fire and cry.
Very useful.
And so what happened
I
was
was a changeling assassin, and I also had like this black flame ability, but I decided that my character was super anxious. And so we decided that one of the things that I do to kill people is I set myself on fire and then give them hugs because I don't want to kill them. It was very fun.
So
and
we captured 4 dwarves or whatever we captured, and she was still on fire, so I kicked her into the 4 dwarves. I was like, by hobgoblin law, your souls are mine. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
and Jesse had a spirit wolf.
Who was amazing. He grabbed at one point, Dave refused to help me So because he's a Spirit Wolf
Spirit Wolf.
grabbed
What?
grabbed Spirit Dave by the spirit balls and dragged him through the area so he would help me.
It was a really good game.
It was a great
Yeah,
game.
sounds it. I think I missed
It
out
went
on that
on
one.
for like 5 hours. It was meanwhile, oh my god, we found this little girl, and the girl was like communicating with me through like telepathy, and I'm like, what? Who do I have to kill? Or what was it? I was like, who do I have to kill? By hobgoblin law, who must I kill in order to become like the greatest warrior ever? And what was it? She's like, you have to kill yourself or myself or whatever it was.
She put the thought in your mind of you thinking myself.
Oh
right?
yeah. And so I was like, guys, because I had to report back what I heard. I was like, guys, we have got to find some dude named myself. I have to kill him. So we go to this town, and I find this statue, and I spend 25 minutes exploring the statue, and I'm like,
done with this story.
is the word myself? He has to go let this kid in.
I know.
Okay.
It was just funny timing.
It was perfect.
It was. Thank you.
No, I refuse to let you ruin this for me with fake fun times.
Go. Keep talking.
I don't remember what we're talking about already.
You guys were like in a
We were in a
shop,
pub, like battling some chick and her minion.
and I was outside completely ignoring them, trying to figure out what this statue had to do with the story. It had nothing to do with the story, but I just found it funny that my character would spend like 25 minutes outside, like, maybe there's a secret here. And I kept asking the DM, I'm like, is it in some way related to this guy myself? And he's like, no. I'm like, is there a secret code? He's like, no. I'm like, can I spend time determining if there's a secret code? And he's like, sure. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
It was good.
I was very in character.
Daniel, have you ever played D&D?
Not for a good 15 years, which is really unfortunate. Yeah,
God, it's so
middle
fun.
school.
Don't worry, I don't have the patience for it. There were many times Dodger would be like, okay, so on my turn, and I'd be like, 45 minutes later.
It's like
took a
playing
long time
Side
to do
Strafe
all
for
of my
Blood
turns.
Bowl, right?
I literally could not.
I am the side strafe of D&D. I
Yeah.
sit there and I go, wait, okay, so if my movement speed is this, and then maybe I want to take a second wind and just get all the way. No, but I shouldn't do that because what if? And Jesse was like, I'm going to get another drink and just got up and left like 3 different times.
I would just leave and come back like 40 minutes later, and they're like, I think I only missed 1 turn. And I was gone for hours at a time. I was like, whatever, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be back. That's how you play, because you just come back, and then you sit down and you say, by hobgoblin law, you say something stupid, and then you get up and leave and come back 10 minutes later, and you're done.
No, that's not how it worked out for me. I got up once during that game, and when I came back, I missed so much stuff. I wasn't even there for when he kicked my flaming body on all those dwarves. I didn't even get to experience
Perfect.
that as a character.
Welcome to the Game
you were in a
Station
fetal
podcast. We occasionally talk about video games.
We're talking about games.
It is games, I guess. That kind of counts.
Yeah.
Sort of.
TB, when's the last time you played D&D?
Oh, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The actual last pen and paper I played was damn, I can't remember the name of it. The 40K role-playing game. It's not Dark Millennium. It's Dark Heresy is the name of it. It's a pen and paper role-playing game based in the Warhammer 40,000 universe where you play like the acolyte, the kind of servant of an inquisitor, which is a pretty cool role to get because it's like, yeah, you're okay, but you're not like a super-powered space marine stomping around the place. You're actually just a regular guy that's trying to deal with crazy, horrible stuff and investigate cults and shit. And instead of just all violence, there's a lot of investigation, detective work and things which goes on in it, which is pretty fucking great, I might add. So, yeah, the last time I played D&D, though, oh god, so long ago I can't even remember, honestly.
Daniel says he's like 15 years.
15
Are you
Yeah.
worse or better than that?
And I mean, so we were kids back then, so we weren't all that creative. So we didn't have a DM that was actually creating content on the fly. So we were, using the pre-made adventures and whatnot. And I have to imagine being an adult playing it is significantly better experience.
Yeah, because as an adult as well, you get the idea that the game is kind of janky and you're supposed to roleplay. You're not supposed to power game the shit out of it. The point is
Yeah.
not to actually win, The point is to have a fun experience in the process.
Experience playing it. Yeah.
And the rules only really exist to kind of give you a framework to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I play. I created a very angry character who didn't give two shits about no one. He was wonderful. Grubthok the deballer.
He hates women.
He does.
And loves his spirit wolf.
He hates drow womans. And I had the best voice. I don't remember what it was. Every time I talked, he'd be like, "Hello, world."
That would have been annoying as hell. I actually remember that we played a Dark Heresy game at one point and that one of the characters was kind of socially awkward and really drew his sentences out, and by 2 hours in, I wanted to kill that person. I should have just opened fired with a las pistol right there.
I quit. I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much. Bolt in the back. Something
I really regretted that my character was so passive because I wanted so badly to just try to turn everybody against Jesse. There was a point where I was like, Jesse, you are, let's just fight.
I was the healer. The healer. You needed me.
I know.
That's why I could treat you all so poorly. Because no one else wanted to heal. Deal with it. Welcome back to WoW, bitches.
All right, so what have we actually been playing this week? This is actually a problematic question, I guess, because you guys have not really been around. Have you played any games?
We played internet.
We played Fatal Frame 2. That was an experience.
That was the worst game maybe ever.
Oh my god, it was bad. The controls were so janky.
Is it just a really bad Wii version? Because Fatal Frame 2 is not considered to be a bad game by most people.
You had to... because it was all motion control, everything you did would screw your character up. And so watching Dodger play, because she just was like... the character just be like...
She literally wouldn't do anything, and I couldn't figure out... She would start turning, but I hadn't turned my hand, and I was like, what is happening? It was the worst.
Because she's very... If you're not aware, Dodger's very animated. So when something would happen, she's like, what's happening? The character would flip out even more and just like walk into walls and stuff. It was unbearable.
So then Jesse took it, and even he had some problems. It's not great.
Yeah.
I think motion controls in general are just terrible for just about anything except for exercise games. That's just my opinion. I really hate playing games on the Wii.
Yeah. Like so one hand, I'm trying to remember, one hand was controlling you and which way you were looking and how you were walking. And then they gave you a torch and you had to aim that and aim your body. Just watching Jesse just be like, I felt so bad for him.
It was a pain in the ass.
Funnily enough, sorry, go ahead.
No, and then the girl, her run mechanic, she was frolicking. She's being stalked by ghosts, and she's frolicking through the area.
She skipped down the stairs, and when she would run, it was... Loved it.
Awful. What a horror.
And it's two girls, but it's one player, so you have your sister that's following you around, and if you run into her, she goes, ah! 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 She was always standing in the way, looking terrified, and if you stepped up against her at all, ah!
Also,
that sounds distinctly Japanese.
It's awful.
No one suspects the butterfly. Every time something scary happened, a butterfly would just fly by.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that butterfly doing there? Why is he there?
It's a representation of their souls, guys.
Oh, there's waggle mechanics in it as well. I'm just watching the footage here that's on the stream, thanks to Psychedelic Snake for his playthrough that's being used here. The introduction of waggle mechanics into pretty much anything is just horrible. I absolutely despise it.
The worst. And yeah, and the worst part is you'd have to do everything like this in order to get the camera to move and your character to move.
Yeah.
And then by the time you got something locked on, they'd be like, waggle really fast. You'd waggle really fast. And when you come back to being normal again, your character would be all screwed up. It was...
Yeah, for those who don't know, the idea behind Fatal Frame is that you have to defend yourself using a spirit camera, and you can't actually see the ghosts without the spirit camera, which actually makes the thing pretty damn terrifying.
You could see them without the camera in this game. Couldn't you?
Really?
Right, Jesse? You could
Only
see them, and then you could...
Yeah, no, in the I don't remember. No, I don't think you could. There was the indicator that said they were there, and you would
Right,
see,
and
like,
you'd see them kind of wiggle in, right? And then you'd be like, ugh.
But in the first one, I think it was a lot more. You most of the time towards the end, you just don't see them at all. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember if this one was. I remember hating it a great deal.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that they need to really bring out a Fatal Frame game for the Wii U because the gamepad just lends itself to the concept entirely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Supposedly they did a kind of spin-off for the 3DS, but it was just awful. So
Yeah, I remember seeing that had come out, and I couldn't even think of how that would work, but you never know.
That was fun. We had a fun time, and the best part of the playthrough we did was trying to get it set up when the Wii U was like, you must turn on 480i, and we're like, what?
yeah, well you do because it's you're gonna play a Wii game in a Wii U. It's not gonna do.
But then the whole bottom of the screen was like seizure blinking at us.
Oh Jesus, really?
It was
Awesome.
Yeah, it was
Lovely.
really good.
We had a great time.
I love that backwards compatibility.
Yeah, since I've been home, honestly, I played TF2 yesterday. I haven't played anything new since I've been back, since we just got back Monday night.
You said you were messing around with BioShock, right?
Yeah,
Remember
before
that?
I left.
Yeah,
I played a
okay.
little bit of BioShock, and I'm really excited to keep playing that because I know we were talking about this during soundcheck. I know that you don't feel the same way, but I
No, I
actually
don't.
think that it's very pretty, and I really like the story so far, and I actually really like the
Nobody
way that it
actually
handles.
disagrees on that point, though. Like everyone thinks it's very pretty and they really like the story. It's the mechanics that some people have a problem with.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
The gameplay was just kind of bland, I suppose. And that's probably why it's taken me so long, and I keep getting distracted. Like I'm installing a garden in my backyard and doing lawn work because it's spring. And normally I want to try and get to these games and get them pumped out so I can make a review. And I don't know, haven't been enticed to finish the game yet. So I'm just taking my sweet time on it. Yeah. I mean it's okay, but
I wanted to finish it so that I could stop spoiler dodging anymore. Plus the fact that I had a lot of people say, "Oh, you'll think completely different of it by the end," and I didn't. In fact, I thought worse of it by
I
the
hate when
end
people say that.
because it's
They're
wrong.
like, no. It's gonna be at the end. It's gonna feel worth it. And I'm like, no. If the journey of getting there didn't feel
Was
worth
frustrating.
it, the end is not gonna be worth it for me,
I
regardless
feel-
of if I saw it coming or not.
I feel
Yeah.
the exact opposite here. I like the journey so far. I'm convinced the ending will not be what people are hyping up the ending so much to me that I'm seeing what I see in the game so far. We talked about this earlier before we started. It echoes Lost. Like in the most recent episode I did, just as an example, Elizabeth
opens
opens a portal to.
We should probably put kind of spoiler things up at this stage. This entire
Spoiler
discussion,
fingers.
this entire BioShock discussion is going to be most likely laden with some spoilers. I will avoid ending spoilers, but there will be incidental stuff. So you have now been warned. Please continue.
So the most recent episode I did, Elizabeth is dicking around. She opens a portal to either alt reality Paris or future Paris, whatever it is, because it has Revenge of the Jedi.
Well, it's both, you would think.
Yeah. Well, so needless to say, she opens that portal, and then not 5 minutes later, when you first meet her, the book she assaults you with says it's a quantum mechanics book. So already I have an incredible Lost vibe where the developers threw every little everything's a clue and everything's this and everything's that. And here's the thing, because I'm so incredible, because I sat through 6 years of Lost, I can pick up on that shit right away. I'm convinced the journey's gonna be great, but the ending, by the time I get there, if it's not as good as I hope it'll be, I'm just gonna be like, fuck you, J.J. Abrams and Damon Lindelof. And even though they had nothing to do with this, I still blame them for every bad ending because I just want to fight them. And so I'm convinced that it's not gonna be as good as people say. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. We'll see.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't pick up on any of that stuff. When I saw the quantum mechanics book, I just thought, she was a locked up kid and was nerdy and just wanted to read that book. So
No, but I mean that's the clue. That's what I'm saying. Like having sat through 6 years, not like watching them all in one weekend, but like 6 years of off seasons of Lost and like listening to podcasts and people be like, so did you know that in episode 4, when they go into this one room, there's a book in there that's this, and the book is about this, and oh my god, this was a thing. Right? Like that kind of stuff. I pick up on that now in everything I play. And now that I'm seeing this game's on that, like a really good example is the two, I guess the doctor and the other guy, I don't know who they are yet, so whatever. But when they ask you to flip a coin at the beginning and has all that, like, all the checks, that is not only a reference to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, but also it's one of those, like, time things. Like, he keeps redoing it over and over and over and over again, right? Like, there's so many clues here, and that's in the first, like, 25 minutes of the game. If you can't figure this out, you are dumb as balls.
Yeah,
Or you
balls.
just
I
don't
didn't
watch
get
an
any of
awful
that.
lot of Lost, man.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, you've gotten to the point
Absolutely.
where your level of understanding of this kind of thing and your interpretation is probably stronger than most people's. And I think that your average gamer is probably going to miss a lot of the stuff that you're picking up on. And again, I don't really want to reveal spoilers or anything along those lines.
Right.
But there is one thing that I will say, which is super impressive, and that is the fact that there is a very strong reference in Bioshock 1 to events in Bioshock Infinite. And
Really?
I'm talking so strong that when you learn about it, you will turn around and say, "Oh my god, Ken Levine, you are so smart." And that's the kind of thing that you really want out of the story, because you've got to think this game has kind of mediocre gameplay. On hard, it's bullet spongy as shit. When I did my review of it, I hadn't even got to the worst bit of it. There are 3 fights later on in the game that will make you hate the game if you are playing on hard or higher. I think if you're playing on easy or normal, you'll probably be okay. If you're playing on hard or higher, you will despise those fights. And everyone who's played it knows exactly what I'm talking about. And that kind of stuff really gets in the way of the enjoyment, and the ending was good enough not for me to forget that, but to say this was at least worth my time because it was a story worth telling. It's just such a shame they had to tell it with a fairly mediocre Murderfest FPS. It's like, I wish it was either a stealth action game, kind of Dishonored-esque, so you could avoid more combat than you get, because you kill thousands of people. It's just ridiculous. It's not frickin' Rambo, it's not supposed to be, and yet it is. A stealth action game or an RPG. Hell, it would have been good as a text adventure, for God's sake. But I don't think this kind of FPS was the right genre for what they were trying to tell here. I really don't. That's my opinion on it anyway. I even think that the original BioShock kind of made more sense. Because, yeah, okay, you're killing a lot
I love
of...
the original Bioshock.
Yeah, so do I. It's one of my favorite games, even though it was ridiculously easy. The idea behind BioShock is that you are trapped in an underwater city. Everyone is out to kill you because everyone has turned into splicers, aside from a few of the guys that are either antagonists or protagonists within the game. But then you've also got some weird stuff going on, like the big daddies, who you would think are like, say, the handymen in this game, who, by the way, attack you on sight in BioShock Infinite. They don't attack you on sight. Like, the big daddies are in kind of a world of their own, and it's an entirely different set of mechanics, plus the security system. They'll fight each other. Those guys splicers will fight big daddies. Splicers will fight security. Security will fight big daddies. That happens. That's something you can do. And it feels like it made more sense, honestly, than what it does here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good point.
But yeah, I mean, I just put out a final impressions of it, which is super spoilery, so if anyone does go and watch it, please don't watch it until you've kind of beaten the game or you just don't care about the spoilers, because I literally run the entire ending in the background, so I would strongly suggest that you don't. But yeah, there's it's kind of a shame. As I say, I don't view it as Game of the Year material, I view it as Story of the Year material. But then again, I didn't view Walking Dead as Game of the Year material either, because again, its gameplay was so-so. Its story was great. Same with Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain has fucking terrible gameplay. It is just dreadful. But the story and the way that the characters are presented is fucking phenomenal. So it's a similar kind of thing.
I guess, like, to me, games like Heavy Rain and Walking Dead are really good examples of how the way that those games are played can be done correctly, to me. So that's how that's one of the reasons that I loved Walking Dead so much, is because I felt like, man, I I so rarely play a QTE game that feels as rewarding
Exactly.
as this
It's because
does.
it's a limited game in and of itself, right? It's a QTE point and click, which means there's only so much you can really do with it. So your expectations have got to kind of level out at that point. It's like saying, oh, well, this game doesn't do a lot when it's like a one-button thing on an iOS. But this is an FPS, and there's shitloads of things you can do with it, and it just felt like they didn't. And like in terms of its FPS gameplay, it's not up to par, in my opinion.
Word.
Yep.
Word.
It's really hard to talk otherwise about BioShock without kind of spoiling everything, so
Yeah.
we'll have to kind of avoid that. We could actually, this is an idea, I don't know if you guys are up for it, once you've all beaten it, get together and do a little episode just on BioShock, because that's what everyone's doing these days. Giant Bomb did one with Adam Sessler, actually, which is really great, so it'd be nice to talk
interesting.
about it. It would be cool
That
just
would
to
be cool.
say, hey, this is a giant spoiler cast, let's talk about it. Might do
I'm
that.
up for that.
Cool.
You know
Yeah,
me.
let's do it.
All right, beat the game and let me know. That's
Okay.
Sure thing, boss.
All right, cool. So, anyone else been playing anything else this week? I've got a couple of other things we can talk about otherwise.
I've been playing nothing but StarCraft. So I'm
Really?
like way behind the curve, yeah. I'm so proud of myself. I got to Gold League in 2v2, so I feel like the fucking man.
Gold League and 2v2. Oh, wow.
Hey, man. Well, you
Hey,
should have
I
seen me
suck at the
months
game.
ago
Don't
when I
even get
started.
started.
It was terrible. So,
Yeah, you can join the
yeah, I've been
club on that one.
watching Filter StarCraft. I've been watching his YouTube videos, and they've been really super helpful to getting me a whole lot better than I was. So,
Nice.
yep. I also played The Cave, and I know I'm behind the curve on that too. Have any of you guys played The Cave?
I have not played The
No.
Cave. The problem with The Cave is that it's a Sega published game, so like since I'm kind of boycotting those on the channel, I thought, what's the point? It didn't seem like the kind of game I would enjoy anyway, so since I wasn't really playing it for the channel, I decided, I'm not going to play
I had to be
The
on a
Cave.
phone call for work one night for like 7 hours, so I downloaded it and I played through the game. And it's a puzzle platformer, and I thought it was really fun, for as short as it was, but it was kind of clever and cute, and I would probably play it again.
Okay. Fair enough. It does look good, don't get me wrong. It's a Ron Gilbert game, right? So
It is.
as far as I'm concerned, it's worth playing for that alone, but as you said, it's a puzzle platformer, so for me, that is a genre that I despise and have no interest in playing outside of doing videos on it, so...
It's one of the best genres for me.
Yes, I like to mix those in because I can just sit back and not have to, get my heart racing with competitive gaming. I could sit back,
That's how
have a
I feel
beer, and
too.
just play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree with that. I'm on your side.
Cool.
That's it, though.
That's it? Alright. Can I talk about Defiance, then?
Sure.
Yes.
Cool.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen the game pimped out as much as Defiance. Like, on a multimedia platform thing.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
insane.
It's actually crazy how much it's been pimped out by everyone. Obviously, because Sci-Fi's put budget behind it, and Tryon are not broke by any stretch of the imagination. So they've put budget behind it as well, and as a direct result, yeah, there's a lot of money behind this thing, and yeah, people are. I wouldn't say people are hyping it up. The companies are obviously hyping it up.
No, yeah. Like there's the Sci-Fi is doing, like, anytime you turn on Sci-Fi, they are promoting it on every one of their shows.
Yeah, well, it's their next
Oh,
big
maybe
thing.
that's why. I was about to say I have barely heard anything about this game, so I cannot
Yeah.
contribute to this. But if they're showing it a lot, like on the Sci-Fi Channel and stuff, then that makes sense.
So do you know exactly what they're doing with it? Because it's a little bit different. It's not just a game.
It's a game that's also a series.
Yes, it's a game. It's also a series. The point of it is that
That's the
one is
tagline
supposed
that
to
I have
affect
read.
the other, and that's kind of unique because the game affecting the series is not something that people have really seen done before. I don't see how much it could really affect it. Funnily enough, someone actually sent me, a PR agency sent me, it's in the drive right now, a preview copy of Episode 1 of Defiance from Sci-Fi, which is the first time I've ever been given a preview copy of anything that's not a video game, which is kind of amusing. I don't even know what to do with it. I'm like,
wow, Mr. Million subscribers, holy shit.
it's on DVD. It looks dreadful. It's like, could have sent me an HD file, but I'll make do. I'll watch it on a smaller screen so I don't
DVD?
notice.
No, Blu-ray?
The funny thing is, I don't actually know how to rip DVDs because it's been like 10 years since I've ever had to, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I have no idea. How do I scale this? This resolution's really weird. It's I don't recognize this at all. But the point is, it's supposed to affect the series in one way or the other. I imagine what they've done is, because you can't just say, oh, something happened in the game, better film a new scene right now for the episode next week. It doesn't work that way. They must have filmed certain scenes and alternate versions of them, which I guess is not actually that different, because alternate versions of scenes are filmed anyway for movies to avoid spoilers in preview versions and things like that. So I guess there's just some pivotal scenes that they filmed some different versions of, and then when they realize what's happening in the game, they then plug that into the edit and then put that onto the show.
I mean, that's pretty far-fetched almost. I can't see how you could. I don't see how you could film a TV series that gameplay would affect. I can easily see it the other way around. But if you're going to film a whole bunch of different outcomes for a particular episode, that's potentially a waste of a lot of resources and money. I don't know.
But if you're making that money back on the actual game itself, then that doesn't necessarily matter,
I guess.
Right? I mean, one basically funds the other. It's a $60 game. There is no subscription fee. It is an MMO in the truest sense of the word, but there's also a microtransaction store in the kind of Guild Wars style of things. But if we were to talk about the gameplay itself, since, we don't know much about TV, there's only some speculation that we can actually do. And I'm actually being told as well that apparently the season 1 of the game will greatly affect the second season of the show, and that the first season is kind of a tie-in. Yeah, you're right. That definitely makes more sense. I don't know if they filmed any alternate stuff, but yeah, so it's just a tie-in for that. Here's hoping it makes it to season 2 then, otherwise this will be a complete waste of time.
Yeah, no joke. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, they're making out that this is like their next Battlestar Galactica, so we'll see whether or not that's true or not. Oh yeah, that's how, they've even got the composer from Battlestar in there. That's how much hype they're kind of putting behind it. But the gameplay itself, and this is something that I think Jesse probably needs to play because he's very much into MMOs. The gameplay itself is very much a third-person MMO. In the truest sense of the word. Like, you spawn into the starting zone, there's like 200 people there that all look kind of the same as you, and then you go do quests, and you come across areas and things like that, but it's got some interesting twists on it. The gameplay is a full-on third-person shooter. Like, you have dodge rolling, your guns work the same way as they would in a third-person shooter, and what's cool is actually the enemies have weak points and things like that. What I'll show you on the screen right now is I'm fighting enemies that have shields, kind of like, you remember in Borderlands 2, the shield enemies that were annoying as fuck? Well, they've got those, and...
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's like, great, guys, that's what I wanted. Hitting the shield, of course, does no damage, so you have to try and flank them, or snipe their specific body parts, but it all plays like a third-person shooter would, in the sense that the hitboxes are very specific, and the guns are quite specific as well. Which is impressive, because that's not what you expect out of an MMO, right? Most MMOs can't pull that kind of thing off. But yet, you've got the traditional questing, you've got the whole ride around the place, and, oh, there's something happening, kind of like Guild Wars 2. And it's actually good, and that surprised me greatly. It's actually fun. So,
really?
Yeah.
You can get it on Steam. I'm opening up Steam right now.
Yeah, you can get it on Steam, yeah. It's available on console as well. I'm actually having fun with it. The cool thing is, about half an hour into the game, you get a legitimate vehicle. So you don't have to wait till level 40 for a mount or anything. It's a legit vehicle that you can drive around and run people over with. And you can do jumps on it. It's got a nitro booster by default, which can be upgraded. There's different versions. Apparently the game's sponsored by Dodge, because you can get a limited edition Dodge Challenger in the game, or whatever. But riding around the landscape is really fun. It's fun like the way it was in Borderlands, only it handles less dreadfully. So
that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Has anyone made the comparison to Bungie's Destiny, though? Because it seems like a lot of the same concepts with a third-person MMO type of shooter.
The thing is, we don't really know anything about Destiny legitimately. Like, everything they've blown out of their ass so far has been smoke rather than actual legitimate information about that game. So it's hard to say what Destiny really is. The best comparison I can make to it is Borderlands crossed with Guild Wars 2.
So I was actually in Seattle last week. My brother works for Bungie, and I went and saw a bunch of the stuff, but I can't talk about it.
Of course, yeah, you're all in. Is this like my uncle works for Nintendo kind of brag? Because, we got over that in grade school.
That's all I got.
I went and saw some stuff.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it. It looks cool.
It's hard to say whether the game's going to be any good later on, but what I've played of it right now, I'm actually having fun with. And that's pretty rare, because usually the starting zones of MMOs are really bad. And here it's like, I got a quad bike, and I can jump over things. And there's like DC Universe-style challenges littered around the place, like time trials, where if you win them, you can gain access to cool vehicles and stuff like that. And you can snipe people from like 200, 300 meters away. And I guess the only problem I've got with the starting zone so far is the two enemy types are hellbugs and mutants, and I've seen nothing else. But you never know.
Is there PvP?
Yes, there's something called Shadow War, which it uses the open world maps, but it's kind of instanced, and it's something like 100 on 100. And that looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying that out. Doesn't seem like there's any in-game raiding. That's kind of not a thing. They've adopted Rift-style stuff, because, hey, it's Tryon, right? Why would they not? Yeah, you remember the rifts in Rift? Well, they've got that, but they're called Arcfalls this time around. And you go to Arcfall events, and you earn Arctech, and you fight big bosses. I fought this thing called the Hellbug Hellion, which is a dreadful name for anything. And it was this giant 40-foot frickin' hive thing with weak points that you had to snipe, and then it spawned stuff, and there was about 100 of us there. Some guy was just ramming it with his truck over and over and over again. And I think it was actually doing damage as well, which was just so funny to watch. But I had fun with that. That was like, that's what I started playing MMOs for. The idea that I can do some crazy stuff with 100 other people. That's an MMO in a nutshell, right? That's what it's supposed to be.
Sure.
So, you know, first impression's positive. It'll probably end up sucking later on, but who knows, you know? Right now, I'm having some fun with it. So, yeah. It's fine. It's not too bad. Did I play anything else? I have a copy of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I haven't even opened it yet because I haven't had time, so...
I'm so mad I haven't had a chance to play that game.
Yeah, I want to play that very desperately. Now that I'm done with BioShock, maybe this weekend I can sit down and actually play that game. It looks so good. I haven't played Monster Hunter in a while either, so especially not on a console. Played it on a handheld, which is not as good in my opinion. Apparently the Japanese really love that because they can take it to their cafes and play it with other people, but doing that in North Carolina doesn't work so well.
Not so much.
No, it does not. I think there's anything else that I've actually played this week. I'm dipping back into Blacklight because they just released a gold pack which has all of the unlocks for their first year, which is really good because unlocking stuff in that game takes quite a lot of work, so I'll probably play a little bit more of Blacklight because that's a pretty fun free-to-play. And I'm also checking out the test server for PlanetSide 2 because they're completely redesigning the way that the actual territory works in that game, which is kind of a big deal because that means lots of bigger battles and things like that. So I'll hopefully try and do an impressions on that later on, but I think that's kind of it, at least in terms of what can talk about. There's a couple of other things I cannot talk about, but are looking pretty cool. So I guess that kind of wraps it up, I suppose, for what we've been playing this week. It doesn't help that you guys haven't even been at home, so...
I was going to say, we're the worst gamers ever. We haven't played...
I'm surprised you didn't bring handhelds and play some stuff on that. That's a perfect chance.
That's the only time I play a handheld is when I'm traveling. Or
yeah,
when
what the hell did you do on the plane, anyway?
Watched the best show I've ever seen, ever.
Which is?
Oh my god. Okay. The minute we got on the plane, we were flipping through like we flew Virgin, which by the way was amazing.
Okay.
Thank you, GamoCon. That was fun. But they had like you can select all the different movies or whatever you want to watch, and I found one that it's called Room 237, something like that, 273. It is a documentary about the movie The Shining, and it's 5 people talking about the hidden meanings of that movie, because it starts out like, why did they change the movie so drastically? Why did Kubrick change it so drastically from the book? And these 5 people had theories as to why, and they were all insane. Like one was that Kubrick really wanted to make a movie about the Nazis in World War II, but no studio would let him do it. So he decided to make The Shining a hidden symbolism movie for his Nazi World War II thing. One was about the American subjugation of Indians, which was crazy. So like all the Indian architecture, it was that. One was about how it was the whole movie was because he had like a 200 plus IQ. The whole movie he got bored making movies, so he decided that this would be his I'm going to just mess with people film. And so everything about it, from the way everything is to how the fades in and fades out, are all designed to just blow your mind. And then the best theory was that no one has ever seen the movie correctly, because what you have to do to watch it is play it both at the same time, front to back and back to front, over each other. And so these 2 guys in this theater did that, and it syncs up really messed up. And so it ends the way it begins. It was dude, go watch this documentary. It is
That sounds awesome.
It's the craziest thing I've ever. It's like maybe an hour and 30, maybe less than that. It is mind blowing, and it's really creepy. You're like, Kubrick was insane. It was really awesome. I was like, all right, this is something I can watch.
And then we watched An Idiot Abroad,
which was amazing.
which was also great.
Yeah, Warwick Davis and Carl Pilkington, season 3, amazing, or series 3 or whatever they call it overseas. That was funny too. But yeah, Room 237 is the name of that movie. Go find it. It was stellar, and it also was just like, these people are insane. Like when you listen to them talk, they're like, if you notice, like one guy, the reason he figured out that the movie was about the subjugation of the American Indian is because he's like, if you notice in these scenes, there's a name of like an Indian tribe on a can in the background, and that's what set him off. It's like, you, sir, are insane. It's amazing. It's really good.
Oh my.
I read a book.
Cool. What book? I'm just
Lauren.
filling time to the end of the break. What book?
Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I haven't finished it yet,
Okay.
but one of my short-term goals for myself, because I don't read books ever, was to read a book. Well, on the list it says read a damn book with a bunch of exclamation marks and a frowny face.
Okay.
So I brought this book onto the plane with me because everybody's like, this book is so good. So I've read like half of it, and I like it. It's very good so
You know
far.
what was really silly and just made me hate society is when both.
I thought you were gonna
girls-
say it made me hate you.
Oh
I was
well,
like, oh, no.
I was being nice, but when both of you, when we first got together, both Dodger and Aaron go, I brought a book, and they pull out their book. It's the exact same one. I was like, fuck you. I'm like, oh my
That
god,
was
we read it together.
so weird. Yeah, it
Ugh.
was good. We were like, what?
If
How
Oprah
did that
was
even
still on
happen?
TV, I would assume Oprah caused this, but she's not on TV anymore because she had her book club, and the women's of the world would always be like, I'm reading my Oprah book this week.
John Green's a YouTuber. That's why I'm reading the book.
I do not know that at all. I think we discovered I don't watch YouTube. I don't know any. I'm like, I don't
He's
know what
one
that
of the vlog brothers. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
actually.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I've got a similar problem. My wife knows all of these people. We were flying back from... where the hell was it? Something. Oh, was it PAX? Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, we're flying back from Vegas. And on the plane was apparently one of the kind of original YouTube guys. And with his... I assume girlfriend, who was also one of the kind of original YouTube vloggers as well, and she recognized them instantly. I had no idea who these people were. Like, I guess that's what happens when you enter YouTube in 2010 doing gaming versus paying attention to what YouTube was in 2006, 2007, where it was vlog dominance, right?
It's very vlog
Yeah.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember stuff like Community Channel, and there was some other crazy thing going on, and I know people like Philly D, but it's... aside from that, I don't know anybody. Like, unless you're a gamer, I have no idea who you are. I'm so sorry. I don't watch vlogs.
But even now, I still have that problem. People would introduce me to people and be like, "This person is super famous," and I'm like, "Hi." nice
I
to- like,
watched all
VidCon-
your thing. What?
Yeah, like
Question
there are a
mark.
few people I know because I've met them and hung out with them for long periods of time. So I'm like, okay, I know of your existence, and congrats on all your success. But there's a lot of people who are like, this person you should know about. I'm like, I don't
No.
know. And I'll be
Well,
honest.
if you attend
don't
VidCon, that's
necessarily
going to
care.
happen. Most people that go to VidCon are not actually gamers at all. VidCon is very much a YouTube convention, and a lot of old school YouTubers go there. And for us, who are sort of the newer generation of it, we have no idea who these people are.
Dude,
I
VidCon.
don't think we'd fit in though.
No,
It's mostly
I
vloggers who go there
declined the
anyway,
invite to VidCon on that basis. It's just like, this is not my thing. This is not the kind of videos I make, so it doesn't make any sense for me to be there because I just wouldn't fit in, like you said.
The last day of VidCon, I've never seen so much. Like, when people are like, YouTube money, like, you have never seen this kind of YouTube money.
Oh, no.
The people, I saw some cars that I was like, that motherfucker has a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was mind-blowing. I'm getting to, like RAV4. I'm like, I'm ready to go now! And there's some dude in, like, a Tesla in front of me. I'm like, fuck you! Get out of here!
To be fair, Tesla isn't that expensive. People, for some reason, seem to think that they are. They're actually not. Like, the higher-end Teslas are about $80K, which is about what you pay for, say, a good Corvette or anything along those lines. It's not like they're driving Ferraris. Were some of them driving Ferraris? God damn it. I'm
I
in the
don't
wrong.
watch
I'm in the
it,
wrong
so
line of
I have
YouTube
no
work,
idea.
apparently.
Right?
can't
We need to
contribute.
just make vlogs. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
vlogs constantly now. Like, hey everybody, today on
X
soda
News Show.
shop time.
Hobgoblin's Law.
On Hobgoblin's Law. That'd be a great. Like,
That would be a
courtroom drama.
fantastic show.
Hobgoblin's Law sounds like a wonderful show. You need to get yourself a mask and just do that every week.
By Hobgoblin's Law.
Do it. And apply it to current events. That's the best thing. Just like apply it to the North Korean Peninsula crisis. And just like, by Hobgoblin's Law, I decree.
Oh my
wonderful.
god, I'd
I
watch it.
think
Just solving all the world's problems with Hobgoblin Law.
Yeah.
I think Kim Jong-un, though, is like 1/8 Hobgoblin, so I'm pretty sure he has the right to attack America. It's Hobgoblin Law. He can do that. The problem is as a Hobgoblin, he has to tunnel under. He can't attack by air. That's
Right.
not in the rulebook.
Well, the fact that they don't have any functional planes that would get there anyway, but whatever. Oh, Jesus.
My God.
Oh,
Welcome
my.
to the Game Station podcast.
This is what happens
where we
when half of
kinda
us hadn't
talk
played all that
about
many
games.
games this week, you know?
Yeah.
That's just the way of it. There's one other thing I'd like to mention YouTube-wise, which is game-related, by the way. Season 2 of Tabletop has started. Which
Woo,
is,
and
it
you're
is-
on it.
This
I
country-
am. So is someone else from the game. I don't know if he's announced it yet, but someone else from the game station is also on an episode. But since I don't know if he's announced it yet, I kind of can't say. So I don't want to kind of steal his thunder there. But yes, someone else is doing it too. I think my episode's
Guess
going to be
who
like.
it is?
Sorry?
Can we guess who it is?
No, you may not.
Damn it.
Because I'm really bad at hiding things, so if you guess the right one, I'll probably start giggling. So no. I don't know when, I have no idea when my episode is. I think mine was kind of filmed towards the end of the filming session, because they like filmed the entire series before anything started, as you might imagine. They did a lot of stuff in advance, but...
Yeah. My episode was filmed really late
Yeah.
as well. That's
Yeah.
why, like, even though I was able to be like, I did a thing,
Yeah.
it took so long for that actual episode to go up.
Yeah, but the first episode's pretty cool, actually. It's got 3 YouTubers. I actually know 2 of them. They've got Mediocre Films, they've got Daily Grace, and they've got My Drunk Kitchen, which, like, I know 2 of those 3 people, so...
I was gonna say, I know Daily Grace and My Drunk Kitchen.
Yeah,
so there
yes.
you go.
I don't know Mediocre Films, but apparently Jen, like, was scoffing at me for not knowing that. It's like, oh, do you not know that? It's like, I'm sorry. But...
I don't know them.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I think that gamers in particular will appreciate this episode because there was a certain other guest with me that, let's just say the dynamic is very interesting considering our past history. So, yeah, that should be pretty cool. I had fun. It was actually a great experience. It was awesome. The guys there are so professional. Will Wheaton's an absolute blast in real life. He's really cool.
I love him.
And he's also so focused. Like, he's uber friendly, and when he's on set, he is completely focused on making the best possible thing. And he's completely passionate about what he's doing as well, which is so great. Yeah, so it was an awesome time. I look forward to hopefully doing more stuff. And it was filmed in a really shady area in LA as well. It's a really shady area.
If it's in the same spot it was in when I did it, then
yeah, you go there and you assume you're gonna get hit by a drive-by. Yeah, it's...
I had to park like
On the
2
highway?
blocks away, and it was just,
They filmed
Walking
under an
up there.
overpass.
Yeah, I got a cab there. It cost me like $60 each way. It's like, oh...
It's like an industrial area.
Yeah, basically...
But when you're walking there, you're like, this would be the perfect place for me to get murdered.
Yeah.
If I was going to get murdered.
Yeah, they
might as well be
rent...
here.
They rent a loft, basically, to do it, and they set the entire thing up, and they rent it for weeks at a time to do all of their filming sessions. And then the downstairs turns into this sort of gigantic board game place, which is awesome. There's just stacks and stacks of amazing stuff there. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, just a quick plug. Do go and watch that because Geek and Sundry is a great channel. Go check them out, youtube.com/Geek and Sundry. Go watch the first episode of Tabletop Season 2. And of course, if you haven't seen it, go watch Dodger's episode from Season 1. You were playing...
It's okay. It's not that great.
What the hell was the name of it?
That's
Alhambra. Were you playing
Alhambra.
Alhambra? Yes. Which is a pretty
My
cool
hair
game.
was green back then.
It was.
If you weren't here for the days when my hair was green, you could watch it.
That's how you can tell how long ago it was filmed.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
With
very
me, you've
true.
got to kind of figure out, based on what I am right now, how much hair I've lost since then. So we'll see how that turns out. I was not wearing a hat.
Did you
during
wear
that
an
show.
amazing shirt?
I was
suit.
I was wearing a suit. Yeah, I was in suit for that.
Yes,
Man,
good.
good man. Good
So if I'm
man.
going to be on camera, I'm going to do that right. So anyway,
I wore a t-shirt that was 3 sizes too big.
Awesome. So,
color me
regular
shocked
person
by
size?
that.
Yeah. You know, TB and I have different ideas of what's professional and what isn't, so.
We have different images. Like
know-
turning up to this thing in a suit would be really weird.
It would
So,
be weird, yes.
Yeah, I guess that's not necessarily the thing that you should be doing there. Anyway, I think that probably wraps us up for this section of the Game Station podcast. We will be back talking about the news and new releases coming this week, and then we might look at some trailers and then round off the show with some host topics. That means you guys actually have to think of them, so you got the break to do that. All right, folks, we are going into the break. Thank you. You're currently watching the Game Station podcast. You're going to hear some music from Charlie Paradelrego's new EP. So just bear that in mind if you're listening live. If you're not listening live, har. Go check him out on YouTube. You don't get to hear it. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Game Station podcast, where we have to ask and answer one simple question. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Not much, apparently.
I
acted it all out. I don't like Klondike bars, so I would do
I love
nothing
Klondike
for
bars.
them.
Yeah, mint and chocolate don't go good together for me.
Oh, mint and chocolate. Fuck yeah.
Are you kidding me? Those are the only Girl Scout cookies worth eating, or the mint.
No, I believe that Thin Mints are highly overrated. I really do.
No, they are not.
Samosas!
As by
Come on.
Hobgoblin law, they are the greatest. They're the best. Done. No conversation needed.
The only time I want mint and chocolate together is in mint chocolate chip ice cream, but not
Okay,
with
that's
like.
too.
Wait, that's the same effing
It's the
thing.
same thing.
No, it's different because it's like a sandwich. I don't like the way the flavors aren't balanced.
But it's not really a Klondike bar is just like that in a chocolate block. I mean, it's not.
I know.
Ice cream. I love ice cream sandwiches as well. By the way, I've sold out to big ice cream completely. That's just the way it's gonna be. You're just gonna have to deal with
Look,
it.
Ben and Jerry's. If you ever want to make a Dodger ice cream,
Fish food.
you call me up.
Fish food.
Call me up. We will come up with the best pun. Welcome back to the Game Station podcast.
Occasionally we talk about video games.
Ever so often.
Yeah. From time to time. Jesse.
Yeah. Hi.
Quite enough of that. Thank you very much. To be fair, though, like, if Klondike Bar did say, we're going to sponsor your esports team, I would totally sell out to Klondike Bar. It's like, if I was going to sell out to anyone, I would sell out to the people that I already drink shit from. Like, I drink about 8 bottles of this shit a day. Like, it is delicious.
Might as well slap a giant.
Oh, fuck
Propel.
yes, San Pellegrino. Absolutely. San Pellegrino Blood Orange. Amazing. If you're going to drink soda, which is unhealthy as shit, then drink that, because at least it's delicious, and there's a ton of fruit juice in it. Although,
Sell out to them too. Dodger has my kicks. I supported them. I'm so proud of them.
Game Tea.
Tees. Boom. They were at GemuCon, and they are
They gave us free shirts. They were so sweet.
very attractive ladies. I'm
They
just
are.
saying.
I agree with that.
I've never felt so good about a Kickstart in my entire life.
They follow me on Twitter. I was like, really? I was very happy.
I'm very their Corvo shirt is amazing. It's the mask, but has all the scenes from the games in it.
nice.
Boom! It's wonderful.
Can I also
Yeah.
sell out to Zyrtec allergy pills? Is that okay? There we go. We're going to sell it to
Really,
them.
just anything that you use
These,
constantly.
well, these are pretty much like, for the last 6 months, these things have kept me alive, quite literally. So, you know, I'm kind of grateful for them to them for that. Is there anything else on my desk I can sell out to? The Millennium Falcon? I mean, because that counts, right?
I'm going to sell out to
Tissues.
Star Wars.
You've
Yeah.
been helping my nose shoot goo out of it for over 20,000 years. How long have tissues existed? I assume they were caveman tissues, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally. They were called leaves.
Yeah.
They
Sell out
also
to-
wet their butts with them.
Sell out to Geek Chic. That's a good thing to sell out to.
Oh, I would sell out to Geek Chic.
Yeah, with their, like, $10,000 gaming tables. Yeah,
Geek Chic and Game Tea. I'd be like, look, guys.
yeah.
Together we can make something beautiful.
Ripped
Whatever.
apparel t-shirts.
Ah, there you go.
Get-
T Fury. I'd sell out to T Fury.
I've
This is a
sold
weird
out.
conversation.
I've sold out to my Dark Fellowship of Assassins. Oh yes. Oh yes, I'm me
I
and
don't even see what that
Are
is. You put it in there and instantly the entire room went dark on your camera. I'm like, that's some special sorcery powers you got there.
It's a magic coin.
by Hobgoblin Law.
It's the Faceless Men. It's me and Arya
Yep.
Stark. We are gonna go join them.
Also selling out to Motorola Razr HD, which is a phone I stole from Husky, as it turns out. He was given this at VidCon, and he never actually opened it at all, because he uses like a Samsung Note 2 or something like that. He was just randomly given a Razr HD. It was like, and I was there, and I was complaining about my phone.
So weird.
Wait, what? Someone just gave him a phone?
Yeah. It was.
That's awesome.
Apparently that happens at VidCon every now and again. It's like, hey, here, have this. It's a promo. And
Hey, I hear that you're big on the internet. Have a
So
telephone.
well, that's why I own a Google TV. I mean,
True.
we were just given a Google TV for no reason like 2 years ago.
I wasn't.
I need to be doing.
Some of us were given
more
a Google
of this. Here, let's give you electronics.
The hilarious thing was it wasn't
everyone.
it wasn't even a sellout because they just gave it to us. YouTube's like, yeah, we're randomly sending partners Google TVs. Like, if you want to mention it, it's fine, but we don't really care here. I'm like, okay, fine, I won't mention it then. I've had that thing for 2 years now. It's pretty good. But yeah, Husky is pretty awesome, by the way. Because, like I said, just like randomly giving me a phone. I was complaining about my Droid 4 because it's a piece of shit. And it has a terrible screen, and it has battery life of about 35 minutes. And he gave me this, and it doesn't have a keyboard, but it's kind of big enough for me to get used to it, and the screen quality on it, it's awesome. And also, it looks like this too.
Pupfist.
There you go.
There's so many animals.
Yes.
Kitty.
In honor of Husky, I put a derpy Husky on my background, and every time my wife gets mad, I just put this here, and I'm like, just look at it. Just look at it. You see it? Yeah.
Pretty cute.
Anyway, so that's all the
Pretty
selling out we're
cute,
going to be doing
guys.
today, I think. Selling out to no-kill shelters for animals. That works too. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't get your puppies
Selling
from the
out to
puppy
food
mill.
shelters.
Yeah.
Look.
It's just the way it's going to be. Okay, right, let's get on some news then, shall we? We've done our regular selling out session. It's funny to mock.
I'm so jealous
It's funny to mock.
of everyone.
Why? You've gotten free shit before. What the hell's wrong with you?
I
The
would
entire background of you is covered in free shit. What the hell are you talking about?
Here's the difference, though. This is the perfect story that explains you and I perfectly on our scales of YouTube-ness. Here we go. Avermedia, I remember this. Avermedia, I remember the conversation we had. Don't you show it off, you son of a bitch.
Avermedia, you say? Please tell me more.
I remember the conversation we had very, very well at E3, where they're like, "Look, we just don't do promo pieces or giveaways to just people. That's not our company line."
Yeah, they do.
Literally, less than 24 hours later, TV was like, "Dude, I got this amazing thing from Avermedia," and I was like, "Flip table." That's the difference. That's how it works.
Yeah,
I get all
wanting to.
kinds of shit from them.
Yeah,
They
I've been,
don't-
Story.
yeah, I've been
That's
wanting to
okay,
do a
'cause
video
now
on their stuff for the longest time. The problem is the pass-through doesn't work properly, and I use 120 hertz monitor, so yeah, it's not really all that useful to me right now.
That's okay. I can bash them now. So your products are of low quality, and you smell of.
They're really
urine.
not, though.
Doesn't matter.
They're
I
really
just said
not,
it.
but
By Hobgoblin law, it is fact.
Yes.
Suck
Yeah.
on that, Avermedia.
yeah, but for the vast majority of people, yes, Avermedia capture cards are pretty damn good, one way or the other. But that's just how it is. If you recall correctly, when I was in England, when I did all those console streams, that was all done on the Avermedia. I think it was the Live Gamer? It was either
Yeah, I think
or the
it's actually-
Game Broadcaster. It was either the Live
Live
Gamer or the
Gamer's
Game
the biggest
Broadcaster. They have
The
confusing
HD
terminology.
Well, isn't the one that they have the one that I really love, which is why I'm super jealous of you, is the one that's like you broadcast live plus it's HD. Fuck you, Avermedia. Don't make me like
Pretty
you.
much every one of them does that, though. Like, I'm not sure which one you're specifically referring to. The Live Gamer HD, I think, is the one that I just showed you. That one's designed to encode some of the stuff on the chip itself, so it's supposed to take a lot of work away from the machine, which is in itself kind of handy. And then the Game Broadcaster is just the straight-up pass-through capture card, which I used and was just great. Actually, no, it didn't have a pass-through. It was a card that you had to use like a HDMI splitter on, but yeah, it was still pretty good. Like, what? Why are you tweeting at me saying get my shit? What the hell's wrong with you? It's like, tweet at me, get your shit together, TotalBiscuit.
Hey, welcome to me in this entire podcast.
All right, let's talk about news then. Let's get on with it. So, Greg Zeshik. You should know his name. If not, you know him by his works. He was one of the 2 ex-heads of BioWare alongside Ray Mazuka. And
Isn't this the guy who quit to go make beer?
yeah.
Nice.
Yes, that guy.
That's
Best life choice anyone has ever made.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's
He's
pretty cool.
done with video games, and now he makes moonshine, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
We don't judge him.
But it doesn't mean that he doesn't know a lot about video games. In fact, he does know a hell of a lot, considering he ran BioWare for like 3 centuries. So he did an in-depth interview with GamesIndustry.biz, and it was on the subject of a lot of things. But the thing that a lot of people have picked out of this is that it will end up being... I've lost my train of thought. It will end up being a new generation of consoles that doesn't actually revitalize the scene, because the last couple of years we've been seeing falling console game sales. Like last year, I think it was 18% down on retail, which is kind of a big deal. And people have been crying that a new video game crash, death of the games industry for like the past year or so. And some people have been arguing, yes, new consoles is what we need. People are just tired of this generation and want a new machine. And Greg has kind of said otherwise, really. And he doesn't necessarily believe that this is going to help, and he thinks it's more of a business model problem, and that indeed the quote goes along the lines of Microsoft or Sony have got to really pull some big magic out of their hats to actually really get people back on the ball with the console scene. So I suppose I want to know all of your thoughts on the subject of how much you think the PlayStation 4 and 720 are really going to do to revitalize the core game genre, if at all.
They're not going to do a damn thing. I mean, they're not really bringing anything to the market that the PC already can't do. So we're getting, barely better graphics, and they're not going to compare to PC graphics now. And they're adding social media to it. I mean, we haven't seen what the 720 is going to do yet, right? They haven't revealed anything on that, or not much. But I don't know. I'm not impressed by anything, but I consider myself a PC gamer nowadays.
Oh, I agree. I mean, unless there are specific reasons to play them, if we're able to get these same games on PC as console, then there's no, I mean, in terms of graphics and things, there's no reason to play them on console unless you're somebody who is used to console controllers and likes consoles.
Okay.
They're gonna sell to. I'm gonna say this. They're going to sell to the frat boys who want to play the Call of Duties and the Battlefields because they got prettier graphics, and those guys don't. I'm slamming myself. I was a frat guy, but they don't know any better. Lots of them don't know. They play console games. So if there's the new one coming out that's going to have better graphics, they'll buy it. But as far as core gamers go, I don't think that.
Okay, so I've got to kind of disagree on that, and I think that even as me, who's kind of like a member of the glorious PC gaming master race, it's not really fair to say that people play consoles because they don't know any better. People play consoles because it's a lower initial investment on a machine that generally doesn't go wrong as much as a PC does, although a red-ringed Xbox 360 will say differently. And it doesn't cost you a shitload of money. Even a mid-range PC that plays games, as good as consoles and arguably a little bit better here and there, is still going to set you back more than your average console would, especially now. And yes, on launch, these things are going to end up being expensive. If the PlayStation 4 is not $400 to $500, I would be very surprised. But you're still talking about the idea that some people don't want to invest as much as a small car into their computer. And that is entirely understandable. There is nothing wrong with that.
Here's the...
Go ahead, Jesse. I'm pretty much at the end of that.
No, I was going to say that the thing that I think we need to focus on here is the two competing... I don't know if they're competing. It's almost two different worlds here. There's the gaming world, and then there's Sony and Microsoft. And both of them have pretty much said, especially Microsoft, who's like, look, the 720 is going to be a system for a lot of things. It's, like, when they talked about it, it wasn't even like gaming was its focus. Gaming is just one of the many things it can do.
Wasn't that what they focused on the 360? Because I know the last 2 conferences they've done have been very focused on the other things the 360 can do, like watching sports on it instead of actual games.
Right, and then when they first started talking about the 720, gaming was just like, it's a given. But look at all these other things it can do. And I think they're trying to make it more of a I don't know, a utility for the entire household rather than
Sure.
just the gamer.
Yeah.
And the problem with that though is with that sort of pushed, it exists. They're going to focus on it, but it's not always their number one goal in this case. That's why you can say stuff like, oh, well, the next console generations are going to be shit, because it's not gaming isn't necessarily the focus of what they're trying to produce. And so as a game creator, I can see how that really piss you off. Like, you want to create the best thing possible, but you're limited by the shitty consoles that are being produced that are trying to be 50,000 things at once rather than just a really good game system. I can
Right.
see how that'd be a problem.
But at the same time, it poses the possibility that more families will want to buy consoles
And
if
that's
they know
why-
that they
oh,
can
yeah.
do a lot with it. So then you have to like weigh it in your mind, am I going to create for this system that might not get used quite as much by as many people, or
That's the balancing act.
Yeah, the thing is that if you were to look at the current capabilities, let's talk about that little quote that he had there. The idea that something special, they've got to pull some magic out of their hats. The magic with the PlayStation 2, aside from it being a sequel to one of the most successful consoles ever, is that the PlayStation 2 was one of the cheapest ways to own a DVD player. And it was a good one, too. It was actually a good, solid DVD player, better than a lot of the budget ones. And the PlayStation 3, even though it started off being highly expensive, it was still one of the cheaper ways to own a Blu-ray player.
Yep.
And the PlayStation
that's-
4 doesn't have anything along those lines. And by the looks of it, from what we know about the Xbox, the 720 won't either. There is no format here. I mean, everything's really moving to digital as opposed to optical media. So the question is, what do you do there?
That's literally the reason why I bought a PlayStation 3.
Blu-ray?
I had no other need for it. There wasn't a game that I was like, I have to have. It was like, either I buy a Blu-ray player or I get this and have other things on it. And I was like, F it, I'll get the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
That's why I bought it. I mean, I love you, PS3, now that I own you and play stuff on you like PSN things, because you have a vastly superior network of things compared to Microsoft. But with that said, my original reason for buying it was because I needed a Blu-ray player, and that was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. There is nothing on this next generation that is the additional thing to draw you in. So I don't know what this could be. I mean,
in that sense, surely you've got to focus on the games then. Because if there is no gimmick...
That's what I was going to say.
You've got to
Yep.
focus on the games, and you've got to make killer apps. And we get back to what console wars used to be, which is the absolute total killer apps for those systems, the system sellers. Why did you buy a Super Nintendo? For Mario. You bought it for Mario. Why did you buy an NES? You bought it for Mario. Why did you buy a Genesis, a Mega Drive? You bought it for Mario. And then you look at stuff like in PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and you have similar situations. You bought it for Tekken. You bought it for Ridge Racer. Some people bought it for Ridge Racer. You bought it for Crash Bandicoot and things like
Final
that.
Fantasy 7.
Final
I
Fantasy
bought Final
fucking
Fantasy 7
7.
before I bought
Yeah.
my PlayStation.
Yeah.
that's why I bought the PlayStation. I had no desire to get it. I don't remember what I had at the time, but I was like, that's stupid. And then I was like, Final Fantasy 7, F it, let's do this thing. That's absolutely right, yeah.
Yeah. And you bought it for those killer apps. The question is, will that happen again? If we look at the stuff that was showcased at the PlayStation 4 conference, there was some pretty impressive things. Killzone, the new Killzone, looks okay, although I'm heard that they're aiming for 30 frames per second with it, which is highly disappointing.
On a next
And-
gen? That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty silly. There was actually an article that came out a couple of days ago as well. The new Thief game on console is targeted at 30 FPS because they basically want the physics and the graphics to be better, and they think that for a game like that, it's more important than having 60 frames. On PC, it'll be 60 to 120 frames, so it's not really a big deal, but
Right.
yeah.
Huh.
By the way, did I say Genesis and Mega Drive for Mario because I'm a dick?
Yeah.
Did.
Fuck.
You did.
Sonic.
Mario
I'm assuming you meant
Genesis.
Sonic.
I'm such an idiot. Yeah, you realized it was so dumb that your brain wouldn't register it and replaced it with the thing it was supposed to be.
Right.
Our brains are wonderful things, obviously.
It's the same thing, like you were talking about with buying things for, the games, buying consoles for the games. I think that's the reason why the Wii U is just utter garbage, right? I mean,
Well,
besides,
there's no reason to buy it. There's no
no
killer
reason to
app on
purchase
that
it.
machine.
No,
Right?
not yet.
and every time they keep saying it's coming, but then everything that they have listed so far is not. I'm not impressed.
Well, it's
I'll buy
gotta
it
be
only for
it's
a
gotta be
Zelda game.
Smash Brothers or something like that, right? It's gotta be a Nintendo first-party app, and then you've got to get good, strong third-party support, which looked at the start like they had it. but then it seems to have the bottom's fallen out of it completely. So now, if you own a Wii U, what do you buy for it? Well, at the moment, you buy Lego Universe, and you buy Lego Undercover. That's it.
Yeah,
Lego
and,
City Undercover.
The Monster Hunter is probably the one thing I'll buy
Monster
for
Hunter.
it. Yeah.
Which, to be
Does it
fair,
do
is
Netflix.
well, anything runs Netflix. My television
There you
runs
go.
Netflix. That's not
Yeah.
I can run Netflix on my
Netflix
phone
player.
and output it to my TV with an HDMI cable.
The YouTube's on it. The YouTube on it's kind of nice, but yeah, you're right.
YouTube's on my TV too.
Yeah, my TV
Yeah.
can get YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's. I mean,
New generation
really
smart
not that
TVs over
great.
the last 3 or 4 years can all do that stuff. So it's not really
Yeah.
a big deal. And to be fair, I prefer when I use Netflix, I use it on my TV because it's less clunky than using it on my console. It's just quicker.
Right. It's. I mean, that's the big thing. It's going to be about what games are coming out, and it looks like Square is going back to we're just going to do PlayStation titles. At least that's what they're hinting at. And so who knows? I mean, I'd love to see a console war again. Just start pumping out
me too.
It's about time we get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Pick sides. Look, we're at war, gaming companies. Pick a side. I want to see them duke it out like the old days.
That would be
Get to
great.
it.
I'd love that.
That only helps us. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Hate each other.
Lots of exclusives. Just so much hatred.
Yeah.
Yes, I want that.
Yeah, and funnily enough, some people say it was kind of bad, and I do sort of agree. As a PC gamer, it kind of sucks because in those situations, PC gamers get doubly screwed because we don't get the exclusives for PS4 or Xbox, and we do kind of have to own a console. But I also have to accept that that's what's needed. It would be bad to have both next-gen consoles fail. Because then the main market for AAA games disappears. Because not everyone is not just going to move over to PC as much as I would like them to. That's not going to happen. That's an unrealistic expectation. And PC gets directly hurt by consoles failing. As much as you might think otherwise. Like, no, it would be great. PC would become the dominant platform again. No, I don't think so. No, this is not like back in the day when PC was the dominant platform because there weren't really all that many options outside of just being able. I mean, think about it. For the longest time, the only way to play online was with a PC, right? You want to play LAN games, you want to play network games, you got to play on a PC. What choice do you have? That's the only thing you can really do there. Yeah. And now you've got all sorts of options. Hell, you can play good fidelity games on a phone. So this is what you're competing with now. You're competing with this massive, massive infrastructure and crazy economy where everything's completely different now. It's nuts. It's bananas. It's really hard to handle, in my opinion. But
we'll see. I'm excited for E3. E3 this year is going to be pretty impressive. Isn't the announcement for the next console, didn't they push that to May as well? Microsoft? So we'll get like a preview.
They pushed it a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're doing a like special small we want to show you our thing in May.
Yeah, they said something
like
a small
that.
venue, which is always kind of a weird thing to do.
Right.
But
it's one of those we're gonna make it real small and only the best people can get in and spread the word, guys.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The worst. Don't be a hipster, Microsoft. We know you're not. You're a giant company. Be who you are. Rent out a stadium. Hire some attractive women in short outfits. To dance around on stage.
Don't do any of those things. It's lame and embarrassing.
Tony Stark with it. Tony Stark that shit up. Have Bill Gates explode out of the ground.
If you actually got Iron Man in there, then yes, I'll give you that.
The figurehead of that shit would be Bill Gates.
Bill Gates reappear, just like explode out,
shooting out, just like struts in with his fucking sweater vest. Done.
He has an Iron Man outfit, but it has the Microsoft Xbox X instead of the power thing. I'm telling you, he lands, and then women dance with him. Stark Expo the shit out of it. You have by hobgoblin law, it must be done.
I would go to that.
Yeah, if somebody could just draw Bill Gates, but as Tony Stark with the red ring of death on his chest.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
That's all I want.
The best. I would watch that. That would be the best thing he could possibly do. Look, we have just designed your E3 presentation. You don't need to thank us.
Bill.
Just do it.
Bill. You
have to invite us.
Nah, let's sign.
I don't know if I want to be present for that. I feel like it'd be a horrible catastrophe.
Oh no!
Bill Gates explodes on stage. I designed this Iron Man outfit, red ring.
Perfect.
Today, Bill Gates exploded, killing hundreds.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it says about me, but I really want to see that happen. I created the next level of technology. Boom! People are just eviscerated in the front row. The dancing girls, it's like an anime when a nuclear explosion hits someone and they vaporize, it's just a skeleton for a moment.
I was just gonna say there's skeletons in silhouette and then they just turn into dust.
Exactly, yeah. I want that so badly.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
This is gonna be the best E3 ever.
None of these things will happen. Oh, my. Oh, well.
What's our next piece of news, TB?
Yeah, I guess we kind of petered out on that one, so we don't have too much more. Should we do the EA thing? Do we have to? I guess we kind of do. Or do we?
Now,
I mean, at the very least, we could just be like, here's a poop of information, and moving on.
Now, is this the EA thing that's like, we're sorry, or is this the EA thing that's like, we're not as bad as other companies, so get off our asses?
Well, it's kind of a bit column A, bit column B. EA has been named for the second year running the worst company in America, beating Bank of America, beating ExxonMobil, that poisons people and murders and horrible things.
Now, was that a legit thing? Was that like a legit response, the second one? Because the first one's like, we're sorry, it looks like we're going to get the worst company.
No, are you talking about the Dorkly letter? No, that whoever's been passing that around as a real thing is a fucking idiot.
That's fake.
No, it was posted on a comedy site, Dorkly, which is a gaming comedy site.
Funny thing is, that would have, I honestly, if they would have said that, I would have been like, you know what, EA? I kind of think I agree with you on that. But, a lot of people are like, EA's finally got some balls. Like, no, that's not them, though.
And it wouldn't have worked out anyway, because at the end of the day, I even think their "we can do better" letter was dumb to do, and they addressed this in completely the wrong way. So we can kind of dismiss the idea of the poll really being all that important because it's an internet poll. So yeah, obviously a gaming company is going to attract more ire than ExxonMobil. Gamers don't really get pissed off at ExxonMobil. They get pissed off at people who stop playing SimCity. So that's why they vote that stuff and whatever. But the problem is, I suppose, EA made a stupid error in putting out a letter from Peter Moore saying we can do better, and then listed a bunch of stuff, and then said, look at how cool we are because we support lesbian, gay, bi, transsexuals. Stop that. This is like the third time you've brought this up as a look at how awesome we are equality-wise. There's a lot of other companies that are like that as well. We get it. It's admirable, but stop shoving it in our faces as we are a great gaming company because we support LGBT. That's got nothing to do with your games or your business model. It's irrelevant.
You're absolutely right.
It's absolutely irrelevant. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, like, especially in today's society where more and more, like, you see it on the news all the time, like, it's more and more accepting as a nation here in the U.S. to just be it's
getting
LGBT
there slowly, depressingly
but,
slowly, but it's getting there.
But a majority of the country at this point is okay with it, and so to bring that up would be like saying like we have black characters in our games. Like really? Like okay, good on you. Like no, it shouldn't be an issue. Like okay, great. Like no one here really cares because it's just a thing, right? And you shouldn't have to brag about it, I guess. So to have a character who's like, a girl kissed another girl, so we're cool with it. Like, no, this
doesn't make your DRM any better. It doesn't make your business model any better. And this little kind of bullet point list that he put out was just silly. It's like, come on. Okay, we get it. Some people vote for EA because they are just mad at EA. Some people vote because the cover athlete on NFL was not what they wanted and shit. You're already saying the poll doesn't matter. Like, within the first couple of lines, you basically say that the poll is stupid because you point out that EA is being beaten by, quote, the company's responsible for the biggest oil spill in history, the mortgage crisis and bank bailouts that cost millions of taxpayer dollars, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get it. I really do. Everyone with a functioning cerebellum gets it. You're not as bad as ExxonMobil or Bank of America or Lehman Brothers or whatever. Cool, right. I mean, the fact that PayPal got knocked out in the first round of that poll is just ridiculous. It's like, what? Yeah. What? That's nuts. PayPal are terrible. But anyway, so don't talk about it. Like, you know it's dumb, so why even address it?
Well,
The
you know
annoying
why
thing-
they do it? It's marketing sleight of hand, because there's people that are going to read through the list of terrible DRM and everything that EA does bad, and they get to the, we support the gays or whatever, and they're like, yeah, maybe they're not as bad as we thought. Because
they're also
people would see
trying
it that
to
way.
play the people, basically play gamers in a bad light by saying gamers are just irrational and that's why they're voting for us. And it's like, take some fucking responsibility. The reason that people are voting for you is because you've dicked them over repeatedly in their favorite hobby for the last X plus years, because you have shut down like 20, 30, 40 maybe great developers. Where the fuck is Bullfrog? Where the fuck is Pandemic? I mean, you could go on and on and on and on. You shut down game servers too early. You put out SimCity, which was bloody awful and was like a 10-hour bait and switch until we suddenly realized that the game's actually terrible under the hood. You excuse bad DRM. You gouge people left, right, and center. You put out... this letter brags about the revenue from Simpsons Tapped Out, something which isn't even a video game. It's like, oh, we made a lot of money for Real Racing 3. Yeah, because you microtransacted the shit out of it. Of course you did.
It just
Take
sucks
some
that in
responsibility.
the end, one of the ways that they're trying to gloss it over is by distracting us and using an entire community of people. And it's so insulting
Oh,
to
yeah,
them,
that's actually a fair
most
point.
of all.
It's like, hey, we support LGBT, use them as a shield to deflect it. And it's
Exactly.
like, say, look
Yeah,
at this
it's
special
awful.
group we support. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Yes.
that thoroughly. And I still don't think that they should have been worst company in America. They should have been pretty fucking high up there. But again, it doesn't matter because it's an internet poll. Who the fuck cares? And the fact that EA even responded to it was just stupid in and of itself, because it made them look worse. The way they could have handled this was basically accepting it and saying, right, we fucked up a lot, didn't we, to piss you off this much? So let's analyze ourselves and figure out what's wrong. In this letter, there is not a single admission of guilt anywhere. It's like, we're committed to fixing our mistakes, so we gave people free games. We owed them that. What mistakes? Explain the mistakes. Because earlier on you said many claim that Always On is a function of SimCity and not and it's a DRM scheme. It's not. People still want to argue about it. We can't be any clearer. It's not, period. You haven't explained why it's not a DRM scheme. It's obviously a DRM scheme. Multiplayer is an optional component of your game. Stop pretending this fucking thing's an MMO. And what the hell's wrong with you? Why can't you just accept that just because SimCity sold a lot of copies and got critical praise from, jackasses like me that couldn't figure out what was broken with it?
Me too. Same reason.
Yeah, it took a while
I've got
for us to
100
figure out what
hours
was
in it
broken
now.
with
It's
it.
like, oh yeah, it is. It doesn't work right.
Yeah,
It took me a long
I played
time,
it for
though.
like 10, 11 hours. My first impressions were really good. Jen played it for 20, and her first impressions were a lot worse. And that should have been telling. That's why I had her on the show, to give that other perspective. Because I'm like, am I missing a lot here? Because I'm having fun with this right now. And she's like, no, these are the reasons why the game's bad. And you just kind of haven't seen far enough into it yet. And she was right. She was right on the money. And for fuck's sake, admit it. Just admit some fault and tell us how you're going to fix it. That's what I want from EA. Because no one's arguing that EA always makes terrible video games. They don't. They make some quite good video games. They don't make the best video games, but no one's going to argue that stuff like Battlefield and Dead Space and fucking Need for Speed and all their sports games, these are not bad games. But for the love of God, please take some responsibility. There's a reason why people hate you. Fucking take it seriously and fix it.
Yeah, they just need to stop acting like the bully that reacts as though they're getting picked on. Because
Really.
No one feels sorry for
really
EA,
silly.
right? Nobody.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why would you feel sorry for EA? They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're the biggest publisher in the world, I think, ahead of Activision right now, though considering how successful Skylanders was, maybe not anymore. But Activision used to be the big evil. We haven't heard a fucking peep from them over the last 2 years.
I was going to say, we haven't had to talk about Activision
I made
in
a
long
song about
time.
how evil Bobby Kotick was. Jesus. He was a bad, bad man. And it's awful because now he puts stuff out and he actually sounds reasonable in comparison to EA. It's like, what is happening?
He grew up. He grew up a little in here.
Or he learned the benefit of just shutting the hell up.
Shutting up, yeah.
That probably helped, yeah.
I'm sure they're just as bad. They just aren't in the public eye because they learned to shut up about stuff.
Yeah,
like doing things like
fair.
this, like, well, and writing letters to the public. This is how you get your shit in trouble even more. Like, just shut up and fix your stuff and be quiet about it. That's all we want.
Someone approved that letter. I can't imagine that Peter Moore just posted it to the fucking thing.
Oh, there
on
was
his
a
own.
group. There was a group think on that shit.
Yeah.
They brought in lawyers and stuff, and like had a writer. Oh yeah.
And it's an awful letter. It's like, we can do better. Yeah, you can do better than writing that letter to start with. You can do better than blaming gamers for your own faults.
That's
get
exactly what it's doing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically saying that all of the complaints against him are bullshit. Like, what are they saying? Many continue to claim the always-on function of SimCity is a DRM scheme. It's not. People still want to argue about it. We can't be any cleaner. It's not, period. I mean, that's just a really dick thing to say in an apology letter.
Explain how it's not a DRM
It's
scheme.
not an apology letter.
It isn't. It really, really isn't. Some claim there's no room for Origin as a competitor for Steam. 45 million registered users are proving that wrong. Hey.
It reminds me, it's definitely a PR thing, like one of those never admit you're wrong, even when you're saying you're wrong. It's like one of those things where you see, like if a politician says something like particularly racist or offensive, they'll say, I'm sorry that some people were offended by my actions.
I'm sorry that you interpreted that in this way.
Yeah, like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry you had a problem with it, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what this is. It's one of those, like, look, we haven't done anything wrong. We're just sorry that you feel like we have. And we want to let you know that we understand. Like,
I get it. And it's admitting you're wrong is hard, and plus you believe in your particular way of doing things. But I think there comes a point when there's so much feedback over the course of a number of years, and your company's actually losing money, that you then have to start taking people a bit more seriously, and you can't break out the whole entitled gamers argument. There are some entitled gamers. There are a fuckload of unreasonable gamers. We get it. We get it. We have to deal with them every fucking day on the front lines, and we don't have guys to filter our comments for us. But please, stop sucking. Is that so hard to ask?
And it's one of those things that relates to almost all gaming companies. We aren't pissy because we, like, just hate you. We just want good games.
We want good games.
Is it that much to ask?
Well, if you made good stuff and treated us well, we would be up your butt with joy right now. But it's
right up in there.
Just crawl up in.
Just we'd hang out in there for a weekend.
Light some candles, because
it's gonna smell good. It's gonna smell great up there.
Potpourri. Butt-pourri.
Did you guys hear about the drunk guy in China who was trying to reenact a porno and put an eel in his butt, and the eel started eating away at his colon? You're welcome for that image.
We're going to a break. Fuck you. What was that even for?
I imagine it would be like a wiggling tail. Like he's walking around with the tail.
For crying out loud.
Half of him's in there, and then the other half of him is just like...
The hell is wrong with you?
I've missed you, TB.
Yeah. Dan's still robot. That's how it's going to be, apparently, for the next few minutes. His voice is still a little robotic, but... Oh, God. Why did you do that? I guess you've proved that there is something worse than EA, so well done.
Yep. Thank you.
They should put that in their letter.
Topic to a close.
Arse eels,
You
worse
think
than
we're
EA.
bad? There's a man who has an eel up his butt. That's pretty awful.
That would have been a more effective piece of PR than that entire letter, because that would have been funny.
It's just a link to 4chan. There's a man with an eel up his butt. 4chan, end of story. By hobgoblin law, this debate is over. Done.
Oh, wow. That's
sad.
awful.
Okay. I'll work for you. Every comment is just a picture of an eel up some dude's butt. That's how they reply to everything from now on. Hey, it could have been an eel up a guy's butt. I mean,
come on. Let's be honest. It could have been worse, you guys.
Yep. All right. I think that's probably the end of that topic. I don't see that really going anywhere else.
oh my god.
That was one of the most effective derails you've ever been able to deploy. So well done. Well done.
Thank you.
You've learned a lot over the past like 50 or so episodes. Well, I'm never getting another EA preview copy ever again. It's okay, I never got one to begin with. Man.
What?
Okay, should we do releases? It's probably a good idea. Let's do releases.
Yeah, let's do.
All right. Releases, folks. Since this is being recorded on the 10th of April, let's talk about what's coming out. So, 10th of April releases, since it's a Wednesday, not a huge amount, but don't worry, we have Shootmania Storm, which is... Well, Shootmania Storm. It's a game by the guys that made Trackmania. It is designed to be a customizable shooter. They're currently trying to push it as an esport right now, but it's not exactly doing all that well in terms of viewership. There's a lot of ex-Quake pros playing it, but people don't really seem to be all that interested in it. So we'll see maybe if they make a good custom for it. Kind of like Trackmania, everything could be built by the community, so the game could really become anything. And there's also a lot of game modes and things available there, but it's more of a shooter in the classic style. It's weird because like the default mode is very simple and it's designed for competition, and I don't think it's actually that interesting to a lot of people. And that, I think, is probably what's hurting them greatly right now.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but we'll see. We'll see. It may end up being a hell of a lot better. It may end up getting a mode that's suddenly awesome. It's like, think about what Dota did to Warcraft 3. Think about what Counter-Strike did to Half-Life, you know? Half-Life original deathmatch was actually dreadful, but... Yeah.
It's really simplistic, right? Have you played it?
Yeah, it's potentially simplistic. The competitive mode has, like, 2 weapons, and you... Depending on... It's 3-on-1, so the defenders have rocket launchers, and the attacker has a railgun, and he's trying to capture the point, and they're trying to defend the point with rocket launchers. It's pretty... Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that I stream with are telling me that I need to download it because it's a game that we can drink beers with and shoot each other and not get super competitive, and that it's kind of easy to play, you know?
Yeah, it's easy to learn, hard to master. Like, you can learn to play that game in about, like, 2 frickin' seconds. It's not remotely hard at all. And the competitive mode, I like the idea behind the competitive mode. It's just, I don't know if all that many people are actually going to be interested in playing the competitive mode. But there are loads of other modes. And that's probably one of the most important things to note, is that there are plenty of other modes to play because the community keeps making new ones. So you can play all sorts of different things instead of this called 3-on-1. They call it Elite Mode, which is their competitive model right now. But it's... Okay. It could
Sorry,
go...
work computer.
That was mysterious. That was the most mysterious thing I've ever heard. It's like, did it? What? Something is happening. Something's going on. It requires investigation.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's out, and I'll give it a try, certainly. And I think it might be the kind of thing that you just need to own, because every now and again something amazing happens with it, and you want to get back on there to see what new mode they've made or what amazing map they've made. And it's cool to have a shooter that's kind of designed with modding from the ground up. We don't have enough of those. It has a place. We'll see.
Yeah, this looks interesting.
Yeah, it's not
Goal
bad.
can now be captured.
Yep.
Ah.
It's not too shabby. As I say, there are many modes and ways to play it. Also coming out today, super exciting, Dylan's Rolling Western: The Last Ranger for 3DSware. I have no idea what that is.
I was gonna say.
I'm trying to find out as desperately as I
What?
can what this thing actually is. It's an action tower defense game. Yep, we need more of those. And also there appears to be an alligator in a hat. Also, that's a bear. Okay, I want this game.
Oh.
What? That appears to be an alligator hat. Also, that's a bear.
I want it.
Okay.
I want this game. Period.
It's just very strange. It's extremely strange. And I don't know what the hell's going on with it.
10 out of 10 strange?
It could be 10 out of 10 strange.
It could be 10 out of 10 strange.
All I'm saying is it
Internet.
might be 10 out of 10 strange right now. But then again, it's still one way or the other a tower defense game, although the graphical style does look rather interesting. There's a western, there is bears, and they're wearing bandoliers.
Oh, motherfucker.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, so I don't even know what's going on with it, but I'm interested. All right, what else is coming on? So Lamalana is making its way to Steam. It's been out on GOG for a while. Lamalana is supposed to be really cool. I think it's a Metroidvania kind of game, and that's coming out on April the 15th. We also have Injustice. We'll be probably talking about a trailer of that after the break. So that's going to be coming out on Wii U, Xbox, PS3. and that's April the 16th in the US, April 19th in the EU. Sacred Citadel is coming out on PlayStation 3 Network. It's also coming to Steam very soon as well, which is a side-scrolling Golden Axe-style RPG brawler set in the Sacred Universe. I actually have code for that, so I'm going to be trying that one out. We'll see where that one goes. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers for 3DS coming out April 16th in the US. That I will definitely try. And finally, Fire Emblem makes its way over to the EU. Don't know why it's taken so long for that to happen. And Eodor, Masters of the Broken World, which is actually looking really cool. And there's a game called Eodor Genesis on GOG, which was the prequel to that. And I believe it's some kind of turn-based strategy set in a fantasy universe. I'm going to try that. That looks pretty neat.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
Word.
Also coming to, it's actually the same release date, I believe, yeah, April the 19th in the US and the EU. Lego City Undercover, The Chase Begins, just in case you don't have a Wii U, that's like everyone on the planet. Coming to 3DS and 3DS download as well. Then April 23rd, Dead Island Riptide and the new Dragon's Dogma, also both being released at once. Xbox, PC, and PS3 for Dead Island Riptide, which is, of course, the sequel to Dead Island. And then you've got PS3 and Xbox for Dragon's Dogma, because Capcom doesn't want to bring the one game that we actually want to play to PC. The official release of Don't Starve as well on April 23rd, as well as Star Trek for Xbox, PS3, and PC. That's the co-op cover-based shooter for whatever reason.
I can't wait for that game.
And Poker Night 2.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be awful.
Perfect.
Yeah, it might be awful in a good way, but we'll find out. The one other one you want to look out for, Poker Night at the Inventory 2 is coming to PC. The fact that there's even a sequel to that game is ridiculous. I believe it contains Claptrap as one of the characters. There's Sam from Sam and Max as opposed to Max, and GLaDOS is the dealer. So it's a little crazy. There's also some weird crossover, I think, with it's either Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, because I think one of the Venture brothers is in there or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff, so...
Huh. Wait, is that your way of saying you've never seen Venture Brothers?
No. I don't have time for that shit. Kidding me?
Daniel, where'd you go? Daniel, no!
He's dead.
He's gone.
Now would be a good time for a break, I think, actually.
I guess so.
Before we do that, though, I just want to give a very quick plug to a forthcoming 2D space shooter called Humans Must Answer, in which case I'm fairly sure you play a chicken, and you're attacking the humans.
You fly a golden chicken and destroy the balls out of Earth.
Indeed. They have a Kickstarter right now with 36 hours to go. There is a video on Jesse's channel, if I recall correctly, on this, on the Greenlight. They need less than £200 in the next 36 hours.
Come on.
I think you can probably do that. So if you look for Humans Must Answer on Kickstarter, check it out. There's actually a free demo available for you to try as well. And if it looks like the kind of thing that you really want to kickstart, the game's obviously almost done. They just need a little bit of help to get over the finishing line. Then give them a bit of love. Give them a bit of love. They don't have much to go on their Kickstarter. They're only asking for £5,000, which is about $37,000 US. Because everyone knows the pound is the superior currency. Maybe it wasn't
Damn
reception.
you, England!
Indeed. I bet you went there and you're like, my money is worth nothing anymore.
It was hilarious going to the ATM because I would take out a certain amount of money and then do the math in my head of how much was that actually, and then I'd just cry in the streets.
There was a charity auction at GameCon, and there was a really great piece of artwork that was this like Elder Scrolls design. It was amazing.
Screens have gone bizarre, by the way, because we just lost Zeitgeist from the call, so we know about it. There's nothing we can really do. We're going to go to a break very soon after Jesse shuts up. Please continue.
It's fine, guys. Don't worry.
So, just imagine you can see my face now. So
you can see half of it on one side and half of it on the other. It's cool.
Hold on.
We're sharing your screen.
The delay is too long. Anyway, so the idea was that I ended up at this amazing charity auction trying to buy this really great piece of art, and I got in this bidding war with this guy, and we were going really high, and I was like, I want this so badly, and then it hit me halfway through to take whatever number I was bidding and pretty much double it. It was like, oh shit!
It's like
I was like
more like 1.65 at the minute, I think. So it used to be 2. That was a fucking good time.
I think,
we used to be able to buy shit from America so cheaply.
Yeah, when we went and exchanged our currency backward,
I felt really rich. I was like, yes.
Yeah. I like pulled out this huge stack of coins, and it was like, I don't know, like 4 pounds worth. And he was like, all right, so here's like a decent amount of money. I was like, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right, well, it's time to go to a break while we try and get Daniel back into the call. When we come back after the break, we'll run a few trailers, including the new one for Injustice, actually. And we will also talk about host topics. Yes?
Wait, Jesse, can we try to high five? Wait, which side do I need to high five? I need to high five this side, and you need to high five the magic card side. Ready? Boom.
That was awful.
Yes. Boom. 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 Just go to break. Go to break, TV. TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Game Station podcast. You just heard the sounds of Charlie Parra del Rego with Do or Die from his new EP, which goes by the name of, I think it's Faces of Death. You can go check out his page over at youtube.com/Charlie Parra. It is good. It's really, really good music. Those of you who don't know, he does my outro music. And as a result, I like him lots. Okay.
If we're gonna shill for people, I'd like to make up. I like to make up for an earlier shill. The place we went to go eat while we were in Southampton was called Chick-O-Land. I'd like to promote them.
Chick-O-Land was delicious. Dude, when we went in there, they were like, you want coleslaw? We were like, yeah. And then they put like huge pile of coleslaw, and they were like, do you want anything else? We were like, yeah. Huge, but it was like exploding with food. It was amazing.
Was that a kebab place?
It was.
Yeah,
yes.
that's pretty standard kebab. How did you eat your kebab? I'm very interested to know this because there are a couple of different ways to get kebab in the UK is not really the same as kebabs in the US. There are various kinds.
It was in a like 15-foot trough and with a fork.
It was.
Oh, really?
It was all of the meat shoved into a pita. And then has like salad on top of it. Yeah.
Well, was it the stuff that they kind of take off this gigantic meat skewer with a razor?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like this big thing and then they slice.
Yeah, no, they had that, but we got it with like chicken and all sorts of stuff, and it was legitimately too much. They were just like, put it all on.
Yeah, kebab is post-pub food. It's really good for soaking up alcohol. It is some of the greasiest, potentially most horrible food you can have, but if you do it right, it's really, really awesome. There was a place in Leicester that was where I went to university. I think it was called Mario's, actually. And so we're getting the game-related stuff in there. They did a kind of chicken tikka kebab that they then served you in a naan bread with this amazing chili sauce. So this gigantic naan.
Awesome.
And it was the best thing. I would happily trade every restaurant in the immediate tri-state area for that.
I truly believe that Chick-O-Land is responsible. They're my Elrond. They helped me get through. They set me on the path of the
greatness.
Of completing the fellowship.
P.S. The Elrond was, I think, my favorite drink. Because it tasted like root beer, but nobody knew what root beer was.
That's right. It was crazy. We were like, it tastes like root beer. And they're like, I don't know what that is. And it blew our minds.
Yeah, because
they're like, is it like ginger beer? And we're like, no.
Root beer is root beer. There's no... I had root beer when I first came to the States, and I still have no idea what it is. It's
sarsaparilla beer.
It's delicious.
My favorite part
doesn't happen in the UK. We don't have it.
One time we were with Dodger and I were with this girl from Norway, not Poland. What the hell's the matter with me? And she had never had root beer, and she was like, "It tastes like toothpaste." I was like,
"Yeah,
not at all."
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't.
It tastes like delicious nonsense. Root beer is one of my favorite Beverleys.
It was wonderful.
So good.
All right, let's do a few trailers, shall we? So I've got 4 trailers this week. Should we start off with Injustice? That seems to be the thing, and everyone's been talking about that. Obviously, it's the new NetherRealms punchy thingy. So, we'll see. Shall we go? Injustice?
Yes.
This is going to be the Green Lantern trailer from Injustice. So
oh, yeah.
Let's take a look.
Peggy 16.
Out of all the beings in this galaxy, I was chosen. I was special.
Something's not right. He's Hal Jordan, yet.
My oath says that no evil shall escape my sight.
How?
So what happens when that evil is me?
Someone call me?
I'll teach you fear. I'm a bad student. Well, that was surreal.
And a bit disturbing.
Yeah, all that yellow is really tough on the eyes.
I liked the part where he threw fighter jets at the other guy. That was fun.
He was just like, look. It's great.
Fighter games just don't really do anything for me. Like, the music was like, oh, that's so super cool, and I just don't want to play it.
I love fighting games.
Fighting
I
games.
especially like NetherRealm's fighting games, or fighting games specifically, because my god, was Mortal Kombat 9 a great game. Hell yeah.
I like this. I like all the story and stuff involved with this one. The comic book setup is awesome. Davis from the Warp Zone got me kind of like hooked on them, and I'm really excited. I cannot comment on the game. I've never played it, but the setup and story so far, as a lore nerd, I'm very excited to see. Look, evil Superman is always a good time. That's just the way life goes every time. So I'm excited.
Yep.
And yeah, like you were saying, TB, I mean, we know that the last Mortal Kombat game was great and handled really well, and this game looks really smooth, and like it has really good mechanics too, so...
NetherRealm also seemed to understand the way that stories are supposed to work in fighting games. Mortal Kombat 9's story was, I would dare to say, the best fighting game story and the best one told we've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah,
was really
and
good.
making it so that it wasn't just that monotonous, I'm going to choose this character and go through their story, and choose this
you have
character
a
and go through
reason
their
for fighting
story.
everybody, even though some of
it
them are a
was so
little
good.
bit funky. But
Yeah.
that's cool, because that's what the game is. It also lets you play like almost every character and give you kind of enough time with them to really sort of figure them out. So by the time you got to the multiplayer, you're a little bit more experienced with them, which is helpful.
And I liked that the difficulty ramped up too.
It did. Oh,
So,
fuck,
like,
the final boss fight in that game?
It was
Jesus
so hard,
Christ.
yeah.
It took me so long to beat that, but it was totally worth it. Great game. So hopefully Injustice will be up to that. I mean, this is a game where the story's important because of the characters. So if they manage to make a good enough story, just like they did with Mortal Kombat 9, then I think it's going to be a great game. And they've also innovated a little bit. The wager system is a completely different thing. Never really seen that before. And it also gives a chance to get some really cool like dialogue in there as well, where they're kind of taunting each other, which I think is a wonderful thing. Which, again, is something that NetherRealm has done previously. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see. It might be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it. I'll pick it up and I'll play it, and hopefully I'll like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, so something else that I really, really hope is going to end up being good is, of course, the entirely different part of the spectrum. That being the forthcoming game from In Exile, which is a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate, and it's called Project Eternity, one of the most funded Kickstarters of all time, just narrowly beaten by Torment, that just finished. And now they have gameplay footage of Project Eternity, so let's take a look. This is a long one, folks, so strap yourselves in.
Welcome. Okay, first thing, congratulations to everyone at In Exile for an extremely successful Kickstarter campaign for Torment. Great job and good luck. Second, importantly, I don't want to oversell this, but you might want to pressurize the room that you're in because your head could explode from what you're about to see. We're going to show you our game for the first time. Not gameplay, but the environment and some characters in it. And we're very excited and pretty proud of what we've been able to produce. When we approach these environments, we wanted to hit three things that were very important to us. First is quality of the art, which sort of speaks for itself, but the art that we put into games like Icewind Dale and Icewind Dale 2 especially reflected a certain aesthetic that we wanted to make sure that we hit. Second, unique. We wanted these levels to look very unique and cool and memorable. And then third, dynamism. And dynamism is something that actually was usually lacking in the Infinity Engine games because they were 2D and very sort of sprite and tile based. We believe we hit all of those goals. When I'm talking about dynamism, specifically in this demo, the things I'm talking about are movement within the scene, so things like trees moving and grass moving, which is subtle but makes the area feel a little more alive. Also things like dynamic water, which also includes the ability to raise and lower water, which we'll be showing you in the demo. And third, dynamic lighting. This dynamic lighting includes a day-night cycle, but it also means actual dynamic lighting of the scene in real time, which is pretty cool. So here you go, take a look. All right, so as a reminder, that's all 2D stuff. That's all renders that we rendered from a 3D image and then touched up in 2D. There's no 3D geometry actually in that scene. And it's running on a totally normal run-of-the-mill PC. Do you think I'm lying? You're wrong. Take a look at this. That is actually the level in Unity that we were running in the game. Like I said, we're very happy with how things have turned out. There's still some more experimentation we're going to do with some of these dynamic elements, but we're really happy with the direction it's going. We hope you guys are too. Special thanks to everyone on the team who helped make this possible. It was a very large group effort. Turned out really great. Especially want to give thanks to Hector Espinoza, our lead environment artist, who modeled that whole area, and also to Michael Edwards, our renderer.
And yes, then there we go. It actually cut off there for a second. But regardless, that was a look at Project Eternity, one of the first looks at it. That, funnily enough, that's a scene that they actually showed us in the... what the hell was it? The original screenshots in their Kickstarter. That was like the first image they showed us. And then seeing that scene in motion... God, that is so Baldur's Gate in every way, isn't it? It really is. If you were to make Baldur's Gate right now and you were to keep that kind of Infinity Engine style, then that is exactly how I'd imagine it would look.
I really liked them showing us that scene in rotation, too. Like, just being like, look, no, we've seriously rendered all of this. It's a 2D thing. Like, being able to see that on all angles was really cool.
See, I watched this earlier today, and I actually didn't know what I was looking at because I didn't know that it was going to be a 2D image until they flipped it down because I didn't know anything about this Kickstarter. So it is pretty cool, but what about that is revolutionary, though? I mean, they're using tricks that all game developers use, aren't they? Or am I missing something?
I don't think you do that modern. It's not a modern thing anymore. It's almost like an old trick made new again. Because Baldur's Gate and, like, you remember the old Resident Evil games, like Resident Evil 2 and 3, and also Code Veronica? Those kind of games used a lot of pre-rendered trickery to make the level look way better than it was. And you could tell as well. You compare the backgrounds of Resident Evil 2 to the character models and the actual enemies, like, it's not even close. They don't look anywhere near as good. I guess this is the same kind of principle, but a lot of the games now, yeah, they do render these things in 3D. Like, you play Skyrim, all of that's obviously rendered in 3D. How could it not be? Because you can explore all of it, and a lot of these games require that. And actually, what it does is it shoves the budget up massively. It's a huge increase, because you need way more artists and designers, and that shit costs a lot of money. You get people that talented, you gotta pay them a lot. Whereas you do it with...
Sorry,
Go
I was
ahead,
just going to say it also, like you were saying, it makes it so that the game requires more out of your computer to run.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
So
does, exactly.
being able to create something that's really beautiful like that has elements that look 3D and really pop out and stand out to you, but being able to run that on a pretty low impact computer would be fantastic.
And I think it comes down to what Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale really were, which was that fixed isometric perspective with a focus on environment art. And that's what made them amazing. Icewind Dale and Icewind Dale 2 still look good to this day. Character models look fucking dreadful, but the actual art and the backgrounds, wonderful, beautiful stuff. And this is a really smart way to develop this kind of game. And I'm glad that they took this approach. Is there any harm at all to not being able to change your camera angle in this kind of game if you do it properly and don't get stuff stuck behind terrain? Is there?
No, it reminds me
so.
of games 10, 15 years ago, and I actually look forward to playing it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's my favorite type of game.
The kind of classic CRPG, PC style.
Yeah.
Black Isle?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That looks really good. Obviously, we haven't really seen anything of the gameplay yet. That's just kind of a lighting test and showing you the various technologies in play here. But if that's how it's going to end up looking, I'm pretty happy with it. And that's cool because the other project that we saw, which was, I think I got confused there for a second. In Exile's actually not doing this. It's Obsidian. In Exile's doing Torment, but also doing Wasteland. That's the confusing thing about it. But the stuff that we saw for Wasteland 2 as well looks really good. And exactly what I would have expected.
Word.
Stuff. Yeah. Let's continue, shall we? So, we're going to talk about minimalism in graphics. Perhaps we could talk about this one. There's a free-to-play shooter coming out called Minimum, which looks rather action-orientated. Let's take a look. Oh, let's try again. I had my mic muted. Minimum, forthcoming free-to-play shooter. I was just allowing you to practice your lip-reading skills.
Oh, okay.
I was giving you an educational lesson. It didn't turn out so well, apparently. That's an F. I'm giving you an F.
No, what? No, that's not fair.
Okay,
F for friends.
Yeah.
F for foes.
Damn.
I almost felt bad there for a second, Jesse, and then I quickly realized who you were. All right, so... God, I'm a bastard. Anyway, Minimum, which oddly enough has an overly dramatic soundtrack considering the whole minimalism idea. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It looks like a level up from Minecraft.
It does.
Some of the like big landscape shots looked like big Minecraft landscape shots to me.
With high quality particle
God,
effects.
stupid bloody... Sorry, I'm just having to wrestle with the hotkeys. Every time I go and Google something and type in the number 2, it goes to an ad break. It's supposed to be Alt 2, but apparently XSplit is forgetting that today. Yay.
That's funny. I was
It's
wondering why you
not.
tweeted about the hotkeys being a problem.
Yeah. Which is a real pain in the ass when I'm trying to Google stuff for sequels to show in the background. It'll suddenly run the ad break. It's just annoying as hell. Yeah. Now, this is being developed by Timegate, funnily enough. So Timegate, responsible for Section 8, which was an awesome game, but also responsible for a lot of Aliens Colonial Marines, which wasn't. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I kind of like the fact that they're foregoing fancy graphics for what looks like could be really incredible gameplay. Like seeing how quickly things are moving and the way stuff looks.
And the multiple weapons.
Yeah, that kind of looks cool.
I'm
but
totally
if
okay
the
with
gameplay
it.
sucks, then there's nothing in the game. Like,
Totally.
If that aspect is bad, then they're screwed.
If you consider how old competitive shooters used to go with the kind of full bright modes where the models were bright colors to make you actually be able to see them and distinguish them from the environment, then this is a fairly good idea. They're talking about, let's see, flaming katanas and 5-barreled rifles.
Yo.
And big blocky robots and dinosaurs. They are involved in some way. A collage of endless content diversity, which is pretentious as fuck, but you get the idea.
Ha!
Well.
I refuse to participate.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes. There's an early access program that's kicking off on the alpha version's coming on Steam's new early access at April 15th, so I might dip into it and see if it's any good. I think it's got a lot of potential, but you never know. As I say, Timegate has had a mixed history. Thankfully, their multiplayer shooter history has not been too bad, but let's just say they're bloody awful at single player, so we'll see. Maybe that turns out well. Alright, last but by no means least, you want a game with dragons in it? That seems to be a thing. Yes, everyone wants a game with dragons in it. Cool, we're all in agreement. That's nice. So, Dragon's Prophet is coming from the creators of Runes of Magic, which was a surprisingly successful free-to-play MMO.
Oh.
And there's dragons in it. So let's take a look.
I'm in.
And there you go. Dragon's Prophet. It's got a lot of dragons in it.
Yeah, if you like dragons, you have a giant boner right now. But
pretty much.
If you other than that, you didn't really see much gameplay, and the gameplay you did see was like every other MMO, which is
unfortunate because they did not focus on what is really interesting about this game. So, do you want to hear some features that might be kind of cool?
Yes,
right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Well, apparently there's more than 300 unique dragons, which you can fight, capture, train, and ride, and they all have different abilities, which is kind of cool. Action combat, which is, that's now standard for MMOs, right? They're getting away from the hotkey system, they're going for the more action-based stuff. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting. Extensive player housing system. Let your imagination and expectations run wild. Players have complete control to construct epic structures that defy imagination. And this is the really cool thing. Frontier system. Guild leaders rejoice with this large-scale construction system. Players have the ability to build their ultimate kingdom. By empowering your citizens and constructing a powerful military, true leaders will be able to create and sustain their very own empire. Those sound kind of interesting. So that's a little bit revolutionary, maybe.
In what way? Like it's that's a really vague. Like it sounds like it has potential to be. It sounds like there's potential there to be amazing, like you're constructing an empire, but what exactly do they let you do? Like, is it all prefab? Yep. I hate when they say stuff like that, because now I'm interested, but I'm also really afraid that it's just going to be balls.
Yeah, it might be.
Balls!
Runes of Magic was a good
Big
game, but it
balls.
was very WoW-esque. I think it was a very popular game because it was one of the higher quality WoW clones, and it was free to play, so that's always good, and they were reasonably fair with their free-to-play system as well. I'm always very, very cautious when I hear revolutionary MMO, because I'm like, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, and also, let's be honest, that it's not entirely original. I mean, Arcade already does this, and then if you go back to Ultima Online and even stuff like the old version of Star Wars Galaxies, that kind of stuff happened. So, it's not that revolutionary, but I'll still give it a shot. It sounds like the kind of thing I might be interested in, but I definitely don't have the time. Everyone say, oh, build this amazing castle. It's like, you'll never get the time to do that. But
the amount of garbage you have to do to probably unlock the ability to do that.
That's true.
Oh, God. MMOs, you kill me.
It also
Yeah,
made me
they really
laugh
do.
that near the beginning of it, they were like, oh man, look at our landscapes, they're bonkers. And it didn't, to me, it didn't look like anything special at all. Like their
it did not.
graphics.
It looked like you were in Elwyn Forest all over again. Like, oh, great.
Yeah, I was like,
Trees.
oh, it looks like I'm in WoW, ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely impressed by that part of it. If they manage this whole kingdom management frontier system and housing well, then maybe, yeah. And it's cool that it's an action MMO. Admittedly, I'm starting to get sick of those too. It's like the new thing now is stuff like Defiance with the third-person system, like being an actual shooter rather than being a, click to attack instead of press 1 to attack idea. But MMOs evolve very slowly because they're very expensive things to make, and most of them fail, so that's always something to consider.
Yup.
Indeed.
Word.
Yep. All right, well, we've only got about 20 minutes left of the show, so we've got time for maybe one host topic, and then we can wrap things up. So has anyone got anything they just have a burning desire to talk about right now?
Wow, that was embarrassingly quiet.
I have a topic if you need a topic, but it's not something that I'm like dying to talk about. So if somebody has a better one.
Well, what's the topic?
It's
we'll judge you.
okay. So there was an article that came out about that game company and how they take a really long time to make their games. And they were saying that this next game is supposed to be really revolutionary and great, but it's going to take them years to finish it. And I was thinking about this earlier today, like what the pros and cons are to having a game that takes so long to actually get out there, in terms of just your understanding of the space and also your love for what you're making. And I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the question of it is, but that was like the discussing topic that I was going to bring up.
Games that take a long time to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have a topic if we want to.
It's like there's no way we can turn that into anything. Let's just go for the next one.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is kind of relevant to what I do, and what I've been thinking about a lot lately is are game reviews even relevant and needed anymore?
Ooh, I like this one. Oh, I'm all up in this one.
Because the way I see it a lot lately with so many people having preconceptions about games and buying them before they come out anyway, and then with so many people posting videos and comments about games anyway, I mean, do we actually need so-called journalists or people who make videos about reviews of games? See, to me, previews are more important than an actual review now, because I want to see footage and stuff and comments about a game before it comes out, rather than hearing about what Dan Zeitgeist Review has to say, a week after it comes out anyway.
Don't worry, no one
agree.
wants to hear what Dan Zeitgeist Review has to say about it.
Reviewers should just quit. Everyone who reviews games should just stop.
So I wanted to bring that up.
Cool.
You're right.
Can I rampage for a little while? Is that cool? Is that all right?
Yeah.
You guys can just kick back if you like. I've got a few things to say on this. All right. So this is a great topic because of BioShock Infinite, right? And simply because after BioShock Infinite came out and after I did my video, I decided, because I generally don't ever read reviews from anybody else before I do my first impressions, because I feel it colors my opinion, so I don't like doing that, but I will read them afterwards to see how it lines up. And I have never seen a game where people have glossed over the faults so blatantly than in the written and short video reviews for BioShock Infinite. And I think it's actually an example of just how outdated the idea of reviewing a game really is, at least in this particular capacity. There are some exceptions. Like, compare IGN's review. Oh, you want to laugh about this? Yeah, you're going to love this one. IGN released 2 reviews for BioShock Infinite. One was the PC version, one was the console version. Literally the same video with the end score screen changed to 9.6, I think, instead of 9.5. And they released 2 separate videos.
What?
One has 400,000 views, one has 200,000 views. Are you fucking kidding me? It's identical. They didn't even say a single thing about the PC version. Not one. It boggles my mind. Fuck you for that. Like, I know guys that work at IGN and I like them, but as a corporate policy, that fucking sucks. And you've been doing that with written reviews for ages, so fucking stop it. If you're not going to do a proper review of the PC version, and you got to put 360 footage in the background of your PC review, then don't do it at all, you scumming son of a pig. Anyway.
Wow.
So, this 6-minute review, and this is an example of plenty of other reviews as well, literally does not have enough time to actually go over a game of that complexity and that magnitude. It does not. You can't explain everything, especially not the negatives, because explaining a negative takes a lot longer than explaining a positive. I can say, oh, look at the amazing graphics, and you'll just accept it, right? But if I say the combat isn't very good, I've got to explain to you why, because you say, oh, well, why is it not very good? Explain yourself. Criticism takes more time. And as a result, these 6-minute reviews are just flat out not fit for purpose. And these 2-page reviews aren't either. I went to, I'm not really singling them out because there's plenty of other sites that did this, but I went to the Escapist page, I read their 2-page review of BioShock, and I found out that I knew nothing more about the game. They literally just described a few parts of how the game works, and then just said, great game, 10 out of 10, pretty much. And I was like, what? That wasn't a review.
So that's kind of what brought this up, though, is there's so many mediums to discuss and show gameplay and talk about a gameplay. Why do we need to go and hear, one person or one company's opinion of it? Because what does that even matter? You can go to a place and discuss it with lots of other like-minded people and find out if you actually want to buy it or just buy it yourself. I don't know.
I mean, buying it yourself is kind of a risk there, but I don't think that, say, your videos are irrelevant, especially if you manage to get them out by the time that the actual game comes out. And it's
That's
because
something too.
Here's the thing: people trust specific commentators and reviewers that they have had a good history with. So let's say if you were to go and look at Yahtzee's videos, let's call them reviews for a second. I don't really think they are, but let's call them reviews. And you know a few things about Yahtzee, yeah? First thing, Yahtzee knows nothing about fighting games. Secondly, Yahtzee does not play multiplayer. So Yahtzee doesn't give a shit about the multiplayer component of a game. So if it's got a strong single-player component, he's likely to like it more than if it's multiplayer-focused, right? So that's a good piece of information, and people like that will get more out of his videos than people who aren't like that. But then again, even then, by reference, I can look at his video on a fighting game, I can hear his criticism on it, and I can say, actually, I'll probably like that game based on you disliking it. Because what you like in games is different to what I like, and in fact, in some ways, we're polar opposites, and that applies to everyone. Same thing here. Dodger, you watch my video about a puzzle platformer, I'll fucking hate it, and you'll probably buy the game, right? Because what you see, you like what you see, and the stuff that I hate about puzzle platformers is something that you probably really like about it. So I think that actually having a lot of different reviewers or first impressions, previewers, whatever the hell you want to call them, is incredibly valuable. Incredibly valuable. Because you will find a set of people that either you agree with, or you disagree with in a specific way to say, oh, he doesn't like that, I'll probably like it then. And it's called byline. The idea that the person creating the review matters more than even the place where the review is. Like, the Giant Bomb. I'm not going to say, I trust Giant Bomb reviews. It's like, no, I trust Jeff Gerstmann's reviews. Or I trust Brian Shoemaker's reviews. Brad Shoemaker, not Brian Shoemaker. I keep getting that wrong. Brad Shoemaker's reviews. Vinny Caravella's reviews. I trust those guys because I know in a very specific way how things work. So, yes. But format-wise, if you compare Angry Joe's review to IGN's review of BioShock, which do you think is more useful? Fucking Angry Joe's review in a million...
Oh, absolutely.
It's like 25 to 30 minutes long. It's in-depth, and it gets to every point. Versus IGN's, which it's cursory, it's surface level. I would drop $60 based on 6 minutes of what someone has to say. I want to hear more than that. You can't cover everything in a game like that. If it's a really small indie game, sure. Because there's less to criticize, right? It's simpler. BioShock is not a simple game. You must explain every aspect. And hell, to be honest, I think that in some cases, watching someone like Jesse play Bioshock Infinite is more valuable than watching IGN review it.
And
Because
that's the reason I brought it up, because I agree with that.
it really is.
I would rather watch somebody play it and then generate or pick out my own opinion based off of watching somebody fun play the game.
Yeah, because you're seeing a nice big chunk of gameplay. In IGN reviews, and it feels bad that I'm picking on IGN, even though they're kind of dicks sometimes, but they are kind of one of the biggest outlets of like 5 to 6 minute reviews of major AAA titles, and I hate it. Because
You can rip on mine. Mine are the same way. I mean, it's the exact same thing. But
yours
but
are
I
a bit
get you, and I
longer, though,
agree.
you know? But, I mean, have you gotten to the point of thinking that your format is kind of not a relevant format anymore? Because is that what brought up the
so
question?
that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up.
So
I don't know.
What do you think would help improve your format? Do you want to change your format, or do you want to stick with what you've got?
I don't really know. It's just like the thing I'm struggling
hard,
with.
man.
It's the point where do I want to keep doing this? Or do I just want to play games and have fun? It's something I struggle with a lot, and I'm in a bad place, I guess.
You can still do both. I think TB explains that. Like, if you watch some of his WTF videos, they go on for like 12 hours.
Well, my Bioshock Infinite video was 75 minutes long. So.
Right, but he gets to the point. Like, people want to see that, and I don't think there's anything he doesn't cover. And then when he misses shit, he goes back and makes a second video that's like, hey, this is some other things I missed. I think that's if you want in-depth reviews, you can't videos that are like 2 minutes or 3 minutes that are like, hey, this is my review of the game. Unless you're doing it for the sake of comedy, there isn't anything that you can.
You can't say anything worthwhile in that time frame.
Right.
Exactly.
Because everything you can talk about a single mechanic for over an hour. Because that's how games are. Because they're so subjective. It's the only thing you can really do in 2 to 3 minutes is blatantly point out something which is obviously not working correctly. I could maybe do a 3-minute video explaining all the problems a PC version of a game has. Yeah, port-wise. Because that's all technical. That's obvious. Like low frame rate, bad FOV sliders, so on and so forth. I could do that in like 3 minutes. I'll do it in like 20 because I'm a verbose fucker. But you get the idea.
It reminds me of the Newegg YouTube channel, which I'll be honest, I watch way too much of.
Okay.
I might be in love with that Joanne girl. But with that said, it literally is them going through products that are on Newegg and reviewing them, but the reviews are nonsense. It's like, this is a computer case, and they show you everything you could get by reading the box, and like a 3-minute review, and then it's like, please buy it. It's like, you have taught me nothing. Like, I have learned nothing from this review.
There's a channel called Evike for a company that I buy all my airsoft stuff from. They do exactly the same thing. It's like, at no point do they ever say anything really bad about it, because obviously they're also the guys selling it. So
exactly.
You should never really trust anyone that's doing that.
But Joanne's so tiny and Asian.
Let's be honest.
She can fit in one of the cases. I can't help it.
There's still a point for those, though, because it's good to see a video of a product, even if it's just, taken out of the box and showing it and listing the features.
But don't call it a review, right? Call it a product overview, because that's what it really is.
There you go.
That's what they call them. But I don't.
I mean, in the end, reviews of swords are going to be the best YouTube videos. People just are like, look at how awesome this sword on our website is. And then they just cut things. I love it. I spent an entire day watching those ones.
Yeah, that's pretty much Evike in a nutshell.
Amazing.
It's like, look at this amazing $200 airsoft gun, shoots it a bit, here it is, get it on the site. Like, okay. Sounds reasonable.
Done.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that we're in a very odd transitionary period where traditional review formats are probably going to go the way of the dodo, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think that Let's Playing is the way to fix it, but I think that there's a happy medium to be had there where you're showing more raw gameplay, and people are getting an idea over the course of time. I don't think you need to buy games on launch day, so I don't think you need to watch reviews prior to them coming out. There's very little benefit to you doing that now in this marketplace. Hey, you wait a few weeks, it's probably 50% off on Steam. So you're in a situation where you can hear more word of mouth, you can watch more Let's Play or more commentary first impressions, and kind of just get an idea, build an idea of the game up in your head, and then, once you're well informed, you can make a good purchase decision. And it would be nice if we could get away from the traditional reviewing model, because I think it's weak sauce right now, and these short reviews they're just not enough. If IGN turns around and makes a 25-minute review of the next game, then I'm probably going to respect them a lot more, because like, you took your time on this one, and you didn't. The problem with an IGN review is just like, it's so many little cut pieces of footage, like 4 to 5 second clips, that are just there to kind of punctuate the commentary, and you don't show anything meaningful. You show the highlight reel. That's not your job. As a reviewer, you're supposed to show it warts and all, and you don't give people the impression of what the play experience is like. We just got to trust your word on it because we can't see it. I mean, hell, half the stuff you show us is in cutscenes, so that's no good to anybody.
It's that weird line where people they try to walk that line between the viewer's attention span and what they think they want to see, and a lot of the times, especially in reviews, because it's that same thing with back when Roger Ebert, Siskel and Ebert used to do the reviews, and they review a movie in like 3 minutes and then thumbs up or thumbs down. And, you know, people would be like, okay, I respect them enough to trust their opinions. And that's where that worked. The problem is that there's so many people, like, if anyone else copied that format, people would be like,
we don't respect you enough to trust you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not crazy.
That's what happened with games.
Died.
Yes, he did. That was a really sad. Oh, did you read like the final thing he wrote? Like the last words that he wrote on the internet was "I'll see you at the movies," which was so sad. I respect that guy a lot, honestly. And he was a guy. I tell you this because he was kind of one of the guys that really criticized video game storytelling, but he was also one of the guys that when people came back to him and tried to convince him otherwise, actually took their opinions into consideration and actually altered his opinion because he learned more about the medium. And that's a fucking hard thing to do when you're like the most famous film critic in the world and you're like 3,000 years old. It's
even if you're not a famous film critic, that's hard to do. That's true of human nature.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference here is gaming critics, because anyone can go online and do
be a gaming critic.
That. Yeah. There is no credibility to 90% of the videos where it's and because everyone it's relatively easier to, I mean, editing wise it's a giant pain in the ass, but it's relatively easier to make a 3-minute video and hit like key points like you're doing a PowerPoint.
It's not even that hard editing wise, really. I mean, it's I did that with a like 25-minute video, and that was fucking hard. That's why you don't use that format there. And I respect Angry Joe greatly in that respect, but he does do a lot of like on-camera work. If you do that with a lot of clips in game, it takes a long ass time.
Trying to find all the stuff and make it relevant to what you're talking about.
Yeah, because you've had to have filmed hours of footage and then slice it up, and Jesus.
Here's the one thing I hate, and dear God, if I see reviewers do this, I flip a shit. Making a video review, talking about something, and then having the clip have nothing to effing do with what you're talking about. God damn, that's annoying. And it's the worst because they're talking about like graphics, and or like
they show like a
things.
dreadful point in the game that doesn't even look that good at all because they didn't properly edit their footage. Yeah, if you're going to do an edited commentary that is not based on what's actually happening in the game, you've got to make sure you use the right footage. Like when I do my first impressions, I'm playing the game at that point, so everything's going to be relevant. Because I'll be it's affected by what's going on in the game. And that's why it's fundamentally different to the format. But yeah, I think reviewing has got a lot of growing up to do, and I think maybe we have to move out of the old because we didn't used to be able to do video reviews. The only video reviews that happened were on television programs, and they were fucking awful for video games.
Yeah.
We need to move away from that. Media has changed, the viewing habits have changed, and people want to see different things. So yeah, I think that reviews are now in a state of flux, and we're going to see some major upheaval over the next few years. And that's probably
we're already seeing him. I mean, you brought Angry Joe up several times, and I agree. He's doing something good.
Yeah, there's a reason why Angry Joe is kicking the ass of IGN and freaking everyone. Look at Angry Joe's Aliens Colonial Marines video. Like, oh my god, the view count on that. He's at 1.3 million views after 1 month. Fucking that guy is rocking face. Holy hell. No other review is even close. I mean, hell, you know, I sometimes beat IGN on some of WTFs, like Dishonored. I beat them on that, and like Far Cry, I think. But Angry Joe's running away with it. And that's because his Aliens Colonial Marines review is 33 minutes long. Yeah? IGN.
Well, it's more than that, though. He's very passionate about a lot of the things. You know, he built...
IGN's is 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes. And it's got 245,000 views. And his 1.3 million. People care about... depth. They care about information now.
Here's the thing that's funny though. As a giant company, I almost feel like on a cost benefit thing, they're like 5 minutes, 240. You know, we did this much work and got this many views, so it's okay.
Maybe,
and that's why they'll keep doing it. I mean, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a
That makes
possibility.
sense.
It may very well be the format is dictated by their business model.
That's really
could
sad.
be
But
right.
I'm positive. It has to be that way.
Yeah, you very well could be right. But hey, Angry Joe's doing well. We're happy about that. So there you go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely. There are very few people I trust opinion-wise more than him right now. Really, it's true. He is so good at what he does.
Keep in mind, he had to earn that right. Like, the dude
Oh,
was
yeah.
struggling for a long time, and then in the last, year or so, he's blown up because he's earned the right. Like, he's been consistent with everything he said, and he hasn't, sold out in any way. He's just like, look, I'm going to do my shit, and people respect him for that. That's how it works, yeah.
The thing is he's always done that. He's been doing it for
that's
years.
what I'm saying.
But yeah, right around Mass Effect 3, he blew up and hit it, and it's good. He got the exposure he finally actually needed.
Absolutely. All right, it's probably a good time to wrap up the show. We're pretty much coming to the end of the hour, so let's talk about what's coming up on the channel this week. So, Dan, what are you up to?
Nothing.
Okay.
I said I'm playing StarCraft, playing a whole bunch and that's all I'm really uploading to my channel because, that's what I feel like doing right now.
Cool.
It's fun. Yeah.
Why not?
You're one of the few people here that actually has a real job as well, so we should probably point that out.
That is true.
Yeah. And that's really what makes it
Sucker.
tough, especially with reviews. It's like, man, I don't got time to make reviews when I got, a
You don't want to go
job.
jump that?
Got real work to do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Jesse, what are you doing in your fake job?
In my incredibly fake job, I back to business. Got tons of stuff to finish up. Dead Space 2 will be done, and Dodger and I are going to start Dead Space 2 this weekend. It's going to be a blast. I don't even care about the game. I just want you guys to see the intro and outros that were made for this. They are the best. Like, literally,
They are pretty dope.
talent went into creating these things, and I'm like, it might be better than the actual...
The actual content that goes in the middle. Yeah, I agree with that.
And so that's coming, and I'm just trying to wrap stuff up because I have a lot of really great ideas. Oh, I came up with a great idea for a show. Totally not game related, and I don't remember what it's called. Dodger, is it just called Fact?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, it's just called Fact. And every episode, I announce a fact, and it's truth from that because facts don't need explanations; they are facts. And so, for example, I'd be like, fact. Kentucky Fried Chicken is neither fried nor from Kentucky nor chicken. And then it would be like
I'm pretty sure it's chicken.
No, but then the video would be like I take chicken and dip it in water and pull it out and it's fried, and then I cut it open and peas come out. And then I'm eating it in New York. It'd just be nonsense. And that's the video. And then it just ends.
What?
We thought this was really funny.
We were
when
very
came
drunk
up
at the
with
time.
this.
It was hilarious. We were like, this is the best idea. It's not, but it was very funny.
Sounds like a prime way to get sued, but never mind. Whatever.
Perfect.
I'm gonna be like, TotalBiscuit is neither total or a biscuit. And then it'll just be you. It'll be like a biscuit with a hat on. That'll be it. I don't
Jeez.
know what. Oh,
Okay.
that's on my channel.
All right. Dodger, what's coming up on the channel this week? What's going on?
Okay, so we got the daily vlogs on dexterity bonus, and we're gonna get back to Q&As and doing I Tried, and then on Press Heart, we're back to gaming news Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're gonna be finishing up Sherlock Holmes finally.
Hey, it's better than an eel up your butt.
It's better than an eel up your butt.
Is it?
Yes.
Can you change
Oh.
your banner on your page to read Press Start to continue? It's better than an eel up your butt.
10 out of 10.
Make it
What can I
happen.
say?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. What's going on my channel? We're back to Content Patch on a regular basis, hopefully 5 days a week, unless there's terrible news, in which case I guess we won't. New Bioshock video is up. That's going to be probably the last I say on it, I think, in terms of actual video content. I did promise, a video after I'd beaten it, so I gave you one, and it's a complete ending spoiler, so don't watch it unless you've beaten the game. But, yeah, I'm done with that game now. I have no intention to repeat it or replay it, and maybe I'll try the DLC when it eventually comes out, so we'll see where that goes. WTF is, more of those coming. Lords of Football is probably going to happen. Yeah, it sounds more epic than it really is. Lords of Football! It's got really fake English teams. It's hilarious. The Newcastle Magpies, like the West Bromwich Warriors and stuff like that. It's pretty bad. But it's supposed to be a mix of Football Manager and The Sims. I'm looking forward to it being awful. So I'll look at that.
Sounds awful.
Definitely. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it sound awful? Sounds so
pretty
bad. I'm looking forward to it. There's a bunch of other stuff. I tried to do a video yesterday of the Organ Trail and failed miserably. The sound stopped working, so I guess I'll have to do another Organ Trail video. Plus, Jesse wasn't eaten by zombies, so I clearly did that wrong.
You gotta start over.
I think I've got to
obviously.
crank the difficulty up, actually. I think normal difficulty in that game is actually way too easy, so gonna do a little bit more on that. Probably dip back into Blacklight since there's been a lot of changes to the way the guns work in that game. Plus, there's an anti-material rifle that's like bigger than me, so I'm looking forward to shooting that. We'll see how that one works out. Maybe do a little bit more Defiance. I'm playing it when I get the time, which is taking forever, really. It is a fun game, but we'll see where it goes later on. And just more content in general. I'll probably do another Dota video and the usual stuff kind of rolling out, as well as what remains of my convention coverage from PAX. There's still stuff like WildStar to show you. I've got 2-parter on that and things like that, so should be good.
Awesome.
Usual stuff.
And we're about to hit the final week of Blood Bowl as well.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
And
My match
Before
against Krendor
semifinals.
just went up. So you've still got a match against Angry Joe, Jesse, if I recall correctly.
I do. We're doing it Thursday.
Okay,
So
neat.
he's about to be more angry when I kick his butt. Also, if you want to make Joe super angry, go to injustice.dccomics.com and vote for Batman over Superman in the finals.
I'm so angry that it's Batman versus
I
Superman.
told you. That's the only way
I'm
it could happen.
so angry.
There was no other options. Come on. I'm thrilled by this outcome.
No.
So you should do that. Go
This
Batman.
is a thing that I don't care a thing about.
Go Batman. Screw you, Superman.
Yep.
Sorry. Batman's the good guy in the game. You have to vote for him. Sorry, even if Superman's wonderful, he's the villain. Villains don't win. That's life. Hobgoblin law. Superman loses.
Check out our channels, ladies and gentlemen. They are below our faces right now. You can also have a look at my StarCraft channel, which is TotalBiscuit, which has a bunch of StarCraft content on now. I've been casting some Team League stuff, which means there's a lot of good matches up. And Dan, if I recall correctly, you do have a second channel.
ZGR, why you dead?
Yes, ZGR, you
I'm
dead.
dead.
It's a U as well, not a Y-O-U, right? Yep. ZGR, you dead.
Yep.
Yep.
It's way more fun than
Yep.
ZeitgeistReview.
It's hosted by RoboDan, which is...
RoboDan. So,
Yeah.
Oh, Dan.
RoboDan's pretty great.
Indeed.
To be fair.
All right, folks. I think that pretty much wraps us up. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/TotalBiscuit, twitter.com/Dex... Is it Dexterity Bonus or Dex Bonus? I keep forgetting.
Just Dex bonus.
Dex Bonus, twitter.com/Jesse Cox, twitter.com/ZeitgeistReview. Yes? Cool. Very cool.
yes.
Remember to check out the Game Station. They do have some content up this week. They're doing their Remag Daily, which you may want to watch out if you can't be arsed with my 22-minute long news episodes every day. That's probably a pretty good place to go. There is also... Is there actually anything new up? There actually isn't. Like, I wanted to really, really pump their new content, but they don't have any. But do remember to go and check
I
out
hear
the...
there's a new lore up by
Yes, there
Wild
is.
Krendor. I bet
Yep.
that's a good watch.
Yep, I'll be doing some new stuff as well, actually, on lore over the next few weeks, so you'll be seeing some of that.
Did you
Go-
push Cox and Krender in the morning?
Yeah. By the way, youtube.com/CoxN, the letter Krendor. We have our second episode of our animated series up. This one's called Cheeseburger in Florida, and it's about masturbation. Go watch it.
Snap!
Wonderful. You can check out the live TGS podcast panel if you haven't watched it already from PAX East. That was a good time. And also the Runaway guys. That is, if I recall correctly, Chugga Conroy, Proton John, and Nintendo Capri Sun. That's also been filmed and is available on the Game Station channel. Do also check out youtube.com/lore, which is another Game Station-owned channel. And Krendor this week... Did Krendor seriously do the Sly Cooper lore? That would have been
Yes.
odd. Really? Okay. I wasn't even aware he had any idea what Sly Cooper was, but there you go. So yes, he did the Sly Cooper lore in a minute. That's currently up on youtube.com/lore. And there's also Nolan Bushnell lore in a minute, which you might want to check out.
It's me.
Krendor thought Sly Cooper was the name of a McDonald's sandwich.
That doesn't
That's what I
surprise
would
me.
assume.
But
the slide.
At the end of the day,
The
it
Sly
is
Cooper.
better than an arse eel. So there you go.
At the end of the day, it's better than an eel up your butt.
Is
Game
it?
Station
10 out of 10.
Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Up your butt.
Thank you.
A lot of you wanted to know where that came from. You can check him out at youtube.com/smoothmcgroove. That is youtube.com/smoothmcgroove. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.